Welcome to Killer Content with JT, Leslie, and special guest Rob. Rob,
What's up?
how you
Mm,
doing?
Good. What's going on?
I think we'll save the song for the end, okay? Now, because now we started talking.
Sorry, I fucked up the rhythm here.
It's yeah. I think hitting
Threw me off.
threw me off too.
It's okay. You'll probably play it when we get to
Oh yeah, I got no
that
problem.
area. You could have just added it onto there, and then we'll just pick a song at the end.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. So, how's everybody doing in Killer Content Land out there, Leslie?
I'm alive.
And there's some crazy cases going on. I'm following the whole Idaho murders. You guys heard of those?
Idaho
No.
murders.
These 4 students were killed in their dorm house
When was this?
by a professor a few months ago, and they caught the guy.
Oh shit.
And guy was taking psychological forensics at university. He was also a professor there.
Oh, wow.
So he was like into crime, motherfucker. He thought he was so smart. I don't know, man. This guy, there's so much into this story I've been following.
You
Murdered 4 kids. 4 kids. You send your kids off to college and then they die. Come on.
Yeah.
Murdered.
Wow. Yeah, that's
Right.
crazy.
Don't say that.
That's
man.
crazy.
Stop. Mine starts soon.
That's what I mean. Like, really? So don't say that. I mean, that doesn't.
Yeah.
necessarily
Oh,
happen.
trust me. If anybody teaches my kid to be vigilant, it's me.
There
Don't
you go.
do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Stay away from fake tits. Don't do this. Don't do this.
Oh, Jesus. Oh man.
For
High maintenance girls. That's the only thing fake tits mean.
there you
High
go.
maintenance.
Yep. There you go.
Unless you got $1 million in your bank account,
Yep.
don't.
Jesus. That's hilarious.
don't fuck with Leslie. That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and don't look. And that's another rule. Don't look for a girl that's like your mother because someone was going to be buried.
Okay.
Stay away from any woman who's like your mother. Trust me, we can handle 2 Leslies.
Oh, for you, yeah.
Oh,
for you.
fair. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I can handle 2 Leslies. I can. Yeah, means fake tits, high maintenance.
Yeah. There you go.
He's shaking his head. Some sound advice there.
Wasn't sure what kind of show I was coming on all of a sudden here. It's just like, what the hell's going on here? Fake tits and all sorts of stuff.
Well, as we tend to know with all this killer content, people like to keep, nipples as souvenirs and stuff like that.
Oh
But,
yeah,
Yeah, that's true enough. True
Not
enough.
these guys though. These guys are a little different.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah,
they
these
sound
guys
like
were
they're different.
morons.
Moron.
Just literally
Douchebags.
morons.
Douchebags.
Douchebags.
That's all I kept hearing was douchebag.
I get creative. Sorry.
Yeah.
Douchebags and morons. That's what all
Yeah.
serial killers are. I mean,
Yeah.
some are smarter. These weren't. These were just dumbasses. They couldn't get away with murder if their life depended on it.
Yeah, no shit. These guys were really did not know what they were doing very well. That's for sure.
No, they almost did with the first murder.
Mm-hmm.
The first 2 murders, but the third one was just stupid.
Yeah.
Like it was just like
Took it too far.
nonsense. Yeah. Well, I mean, they took it too far after the first murder.
Well, absolutely. But like you said, they could have actually gotten away with that one. Even the one. They fucked up on the third. Yeah.
Yeah.
The freebie, first one,
Yeah.
is still regardless.
But they only
that's
fucked
true.
up on the first one because the Toronto police fucked up on the first one.
Oh, let's just blame it on the
True
Trump
enough.
league.
Yeah.
Nah. You know what? In this episode, though, you won't hear me you'll hear me bashing the Toronto police, but you'll hear me give praise to the Hamilton police.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Hamilton.
I know, right? The
Yeah.
irony, right?
Wow.
Once in a
I
while.
look forward to this then. Yep. No
Yeah.
kidding.
Yeah, because if it wasn't
Or
for the
Hamilton police.
Hamilton police, the other 2 cases
Yeah.
wouldn't have been considered murders.
True enough.
Well, I guess we get started then. I guess we see
Yeah.
where this takes us.
People are wondering who we're talking about now.
without further ado, we're talking about Ontario and Torontonian Dellard and his dumbass accomplice Mark Schmidt, or Mark Shit. Mark the shit, because he literally was a shit, literally shit. For sources of this, I watched The Fifth Estate. I read a few articles on The Sun, The Star, the National Post, and I listened to Morbid podcast as well. Americans actually looked into this as well. It's a pretty interesting.
Oh wow!
Case. Yeah. So I mean, so that's where I got my research from, and not all of it is written down here because I try to slip it down for 7 pages. So some of it I'm gonna have to pop up out of my head as I remember as I go.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start off with the last murder. Okay.
The last murder.
We're gonna start off with Tim Bosma's murder because that's how everything started unfolding. With Tim
so I guess
Bosma's
the beginning will be the beginning. We're starting like in one of those movies where the beginning starts with the end.
Exactly. That's exactly what we're doing.
I don't know, but to see about that, yeah.
Alrighty. So on the evening of May 6, 2016, Tim Bosma left his Ancaster home with 2 men who simply wanted to test drive his black 2007 Dodge Ram. By the way, that's a nice truck. Rob, would you agree?
Yep.
Nice truck.
Yep.
I'm not a truck girl.
So, gas guzzler, but yes.
It's a gas guzzler. Yeah. Which is probably, but this one ran on diesel. It was a 3500 diesel.
Oh, okay. So
yeah,
better than.
I even got that information down. And we all know
that's good.
Anybody knows diesel cars, they consume. So if you do 450 clicks on a gas car, you can do 850 on a diesel. It doubles.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. The only reason I know this is because every time I go to Portugal, I always rent a car in diesel, and I noticed that I do double the clicks than I would on gas, and gas is really expensive in Europe. Like we think we have it expensive here, it's like double there. Yeah,
it's expensive everywhere.
Yeah, which is why most people drive diesel in Europe.
Makes sense.
For vegetable oil. True though, man. I mean, you can get it.
Wow.
It's just it's the truth, though.
True. It does cost more to repair.
It does. It does.
Volkswagens to diesel.
You know what, Randy? It costs more to repair here, but in Europe, it doesn't. Only reason I know that information is because my dad's Toyota. My dad has a car, a Toyota there, and runs on diesel. And he was flabbergasted. Hi, Randy. Thanks for tuning in. The only reason I know this is because he got into a little fender bender there, and he bought it secondhand. So he just took it upon himself to ask the garage guy to just upgrade everything, not just fix the fender bender, right? And it cost like a quarter than what it would have here. So I don't know. I also labor in Portugal is for cars is not like here. Like here, you go to a garage and you get anything done. You're getting charged like $100 an hour for a mechanic to do something.
If you're lucky, if it's a dealership, it's more than that.
Yeah, in Portugal, it's not like that. Like in Portugal, it's much cheaper. Like it's almost minimum wage.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and their minimum wage is half of what our minimum wage is. In Portugal. Yeah.
Surprised there's any mechanics.
A lot of decided to work over here, and now we're in trouble. Now you left your country with nobody. Nothing to work, no jobs, nothing to do. You guys all came over here and started working over here instead, which is all good.
What do you mean? Canada's not even the country in the world with the most work jobs.
Yeah, I know. Isn't it some
it's France.
Oh, poor France.
Oh, really? France?
France.
Poor France.
Yeah. And there are more pork chops in the U.S. than there are in Canada, too.
Yeah. Well, I could see that because there's way more people in the U.S. than in Canada.
Also, Luxembourg. Believe it or not, 80% of Luxembourg is Portuguese immigrants.
80%.
Really?
80%. And it's such a tiny, tiny little country, but 80% of it is Portuguese immigrants. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Portuguese.
Very cool.
We all got
Yeah, literally like it's dispersed everywhere. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, we plant our seed everywhere. You can go to India and meet Mohinder da Silva because we planted our seed in Goa. Colonize that too.
You're really trying hard for me not to say nothing, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm waiting.
I don't know. I'm trying.
Lots of Porsches. Hey, let's not diss my Porsches. That's my dream car one day. I'd love to, and not the fucking ugly mommy ones. I want a real Porsche, like a turbo 911.
Turbo 911. Sorry, go on. Are
You
we
stop
talking
making fun of me, you fucking piece of.
I'm just trying to figure it out. Are we on killer content? Or are we on?
Okay, we've derived a little bit for. Anyways, let's get back to killer content over here.
Yes.
Yeah.
So his wife had been advertising the truck on Kijiji for sale. For any Americans, it's not Craigslist. Canada's is Kijiji. Tim's wife found it strange that there were two young men instead of just one because the potential buyer didn't mention he was going to come accompanied by anyone. So she thought that was weird. And another thing she found strange is that her husband had mentioned that they were coming from Toronto, which is about an hour or so drive away. Ancaster is an hour or so drive away from Toronto, right? Yet they showed up by foot, no car. So that was weird too, right?
So longer than an hour and a half away.
Yeah, I mean, like they probably, but we'll find out later that that's not exactly how that went, right? Nevertheless, they were desperate to sell the truck, so she didn't make much of a fuss. Tim walked out the door. He turned to his wife and he said he'd be right back. Little did she know that that would be the last time she'd see him alive. These two young men had some more sinister things in mind. It was just past 9:30, and it had been around about an hour, and Tim's still not home. His wife calls the cell, but no answer. She's worried, but not too worried because her husband's a fit guy and he can handle himself. But more and more time goes by and still no sign of Tim. I don't care how fit you are, though. I mean, if there's two against one.
It depends on what's involved, too. When you're talking guns and knives. Whatever.
Yeah. And you have if you don't have, I mean, we live in Canada here. Not everybody, not Texas. So we don't all hang out with guns,
Time in my pants.
Yeah, you wish.
Oh
boy,
where's he going?
Idea, just continue. He has to open a window.
He has to go poop.
No window. Open a window.
Oh, open a window. Jeez.
He's going through menopause.
Is he?
Yeah.
Going through menopause. The window open. Yeah. More and more time goes by and still no sign of Tim. So she calls a few more times and she's not getting any answers. She starts to panic. She calls the police because it's 8 a.m. the next morning. Okay. And the Hamilton police release a statement on Tim's disappearance. Now, the police were smart in this case. Okay. So here's me speaking highly of police. When they're good, they're good. When they're shit, I'm going to say they're shit. Okay. So I'm not no cop hater, guys. I'm not, I'm just, when you fuck up,
call a spade a spade.
I call a spade, right? They were smart in this case because they only released his description and the fact that he had disappeared. They didn't release how he disappeared or any other info because they didn't want to alarm the two douchebags that he had left with, right?
They're like, no, just the way you said it. I mean, it's better than it says it on Word when it reads it out to you.
Well, because it's a robot reading to you as opposed to a human being. I know you're into that robot stuff, right? Like, seriously.
You're saying it, and like, because I was just thinking of how. Yeah. At least they're able to say that word. I'm surprised. I mean, I guess because douche is a real thing, right?
Autocorrect didn't even underline it as an error.
No, because it's the real thing.
It's a real word.
See? Yep, there you go. Yep, there you go. Douchebag.
So what I wanted to add to this is sometimes we're watching the news, right? And cops especially on missing people or other crimes, they won't give out all the information.
No.
And many of the times people are frustrated, like, oh, they're cops, they're not even investigating properly and blah, blah, blah. But we don't understand what their process is. So we shouldn't really be up to jump the gun so quickly, right? And in this case, they did the right thing, right? Because if you go on right away and say, look, this guy disappeared last night with these two guys, excuse me, this is what they look like. Sorry, I burped. This is what they look like.
Yeah. What?
This is what they look like. This is what they were driving, blah, blah, blah. You're going to alarm the suspects, right? And you're going to, and they're going to dash. And then your hopes of finding these nerds, out the window.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, I
What
mean,
if they don't like to be called nerds?
I don't really care what serial killers like to be called or not called. They lost that right for me to give a fuck about their feelings the minute they started murdering innocent people. So fuck them.
You tell the world. I'm serious. I'm with you on that one. Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers. There's my coffee.
But yeah, no, I was saying, what if they didn't like it? I'm just
to be sensitive to the, his feelings or their feelings.
Yeah, I know. We need to worry about their feelings. They're so special. Go on.
That's why, like, when I hear things like, these people who go to jail and they're vegans and they're upset because the jail won't provide them with a vegan dinner. Fuck you. Eat fucking liver for the rest of your life. Fucking idiot.
Making demands in jail.
Like, I'm supposed to give a shit about your diet when you couldn't give a shit about someone's innocent life.
That's it.
No, I hear you.
Fuck that. That's it. You're in a jail. Your rights are lost the minute you take away someone's life. I don't care. Or hurt a child. That's even worse, to be honest.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
In my eyes. On May 7th, 2 days after his disappearance, news started to spread all over social media. And of course, more detailed information was being passed around too. The many cons of social media, right? I mean, there's pros. I mean, Gabby Petito would have never been found if it wasn't for social media.
Fair enough.
But then there's cons like this, right? When the police don't want the information to be spread, and it is being spread because, it's broken telephone.
Yep.
But 10 times worse because it's the internet
for sure it is.
and the whole world, right? Unfortunately, not only did no credible tips come in, but it derailed the investigation a bit too. Only spread, like, this is like a, public service announcement to everybody. You should only be spreading information that is factual and that police provide. Because everything else, whether it's true or not, is not supposed to be told for a reason. So stick to facts. Don't stick to conspiracy theories, because conspiracy theories do nothing but derail investigations. Okay.
Yep. Takes longer.
I mean, it's not your job to be a cop, right? If you have a credible tip, you don't post it on social media. You go to the police, right? That's who you go to. Yeah. Right. If you have a theory or anything, you go to the police. That's their job, So I don't know. This investigation is being led by Sergeant Matt Kavanaugh. And he's the guy I'm giving praise to from the Hamilton Police. Okay. In his first press briefing, he was brief. He described Tim and the circumstances he had disappeared in, and described the douchebags he had disappeared with. So this is already like the second time he's talking, right? Although he only described the two douchebags quickly, people started speculating there must have been a third, because how would they get there from Toronto on foot?
Yeah.
Right? They had to have someone drive them. So during this investigation, there were no signs of the vehicle. Like, it disappeared. Okay. And they were able to find out through phone records that this phone had been turned off. So they were at least trying to be smart about their murder and turning off their phone, right? On May 9th, Charlene, Tim's wife, went on TV and pled publicly for anyone with any information to please come forward. I can only imagine the worry and the grief this woman was going through. I mean,
I remember actually. Yeah.
Yeah, she had a 2-year-old daughter.
Yep.
And I went back and I watched this and it broke my heart. And she concluded her speech by saying, "It was just a truck. You don't need him, but I do, and our daughter needs her daddy back.
Yep.
So please let him come home and may God have mercy on you." Okay. Like, it's just the way that came out. Like, it was just heartbreaking that,
Mm-hmm.
It's true. She's a 2-year-old daughter.
I know. It's sad.
It is. That same day, the police officer found Tim's cell phone in an industrial area in West Brantford, about 20 minutes away from Tim's home. And Kavanaugh said that the truck had been spotted driving in downtown Brantford at 10:10 p.m. So they left at 8. That was 2 hours after. So in hopes of finding out where it was going, he instructed a full investigation into the street cameras and other surveillance cameras, right? So this is where Dellen and Smich were stupid, First of all, cell phone towers go ping.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And second of all, there are fucking cameras everywhere. You're going to steal a truck, and they're going to find you. I mean, there's been a string of fucking trucks being stolen all across Ontario. Even Mitch Marner's truck was fucking hijacked.
He was hijacked. Yeah.
And they're finding them all in fucking across the world. In containers across the world. Yep. Still with their Ontario license plates on, some of them.
Oh, I know. Yeah. It's a hell of a market, man.
Yeah, but it's been on the rise.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
And it goes to show you that what's going on here in Ontario isn't a Canadian ring. It's like a global one.
Yeah.
It's a global one. Another thing they investigated now that they had Tim's phone was where the phone calls had come from. They found out it was coming from a burner phone. Okay. And that the name used was fake. It was Lucas Bait. So Millard called himself Lucas Bait, which is so ironic because that's what they were trying to do, bait him.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
And you look at that name and you're just like, you think you're being funny, you fucking idiot, Another thing they got from the cell phone record were messages to another phone to another man who said that this was literally the same situation he encountered the night before Tim met with these douchebags. So they tried this shit that they did with Tim Bosma the night before with another man.
Wow.
Okay.
He said that he had his truck up for sale. 2 men showed up, and one had a tattoo on his wrist that said "ambition" framed on the arm, like right there. Okay, you're real ambitious. Like, seriously. Yeah. And the idiot who had the tattoo is the one who drove. Internet sleuths also started talking shit, and this is another thing that pissed me off about reading this, okay? They were spreading bullshit like the couple wasn't innocent. Tim Bosma and his wife weren't innocent, that they were part of some fucking criminal ring, organized crime. Meanwhile, you got a grieving, worried wife, right? And she's home alone with a 2-year-old, praying her husband comes back to her, and these idiots are spreading bullshit like to add on to her stress. Like, people, if you know jack shit, keep your mouth shut. The truth comes out. So wait for it. Don't assume. Like, assuming, there's that phrase that says, never assume because it makes an ass out of you and me. Right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
I hear
there's
that a lot.
so fucking... You know who I learned that from? I learned that when I was like 4 or 5 from Benny Hill. You guys remember the Benny Hill show?
Well, of course.
Watched it all the time.
I love Benny
all the
Hill.
time.
That's
Love
how old
Benny
I am.
Hill. Yep.
And watching Benny Hill, I was just like, he wrote that on a phrase on a board, and it stuck with me since I was little. Thanks, Benny Hill. Good lesson.
Yep. Oh, same when I was tiny like that. I've always known that one.
Yeah. Well, I know guys my age were watching Benny Hill because at the end he always had like half naked chicks running around chasing him.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
That's Rob idolized him, and then what's the other guy? Don Johnson.
Don Johnson. No.
Oh, Don Johnson.
Never really watched Miami Vice. Miami Vice.
Miami Vice. That's right. I wasn't a Miami Vice girl either.
I watched it a bit, but it wasn't one of my favorites.
Nah. On May 11th, Kavanaugh did another press conference stating that they arrested their suspect. Okay. They had a tip come through from several parties stating that a 27-year-old man by the name of Dellen Millard had the same tattoo. They cross-referenced the cell towers to the burner phone and found out the cell towers was right behind Dellen's residence. He was arrested in Mississauga for stealing the truck because they couldn't charge him for murder because they had no body, right? Yeah. But they could charge him for stealing the truck because they had like footage of him driving it.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Although they were happy to arrest the suspect, they were also focusing on finding Tim alive. Right. So the investigators decided to visit his mother's residence in Kleinburg. Although they didn't find anything in her home, they did find a massive trailer just sitting there on her property. Okay. And oh, looky here, Tim's truck. Right. They had a second team in North Dumfries, Tim's residence, which was a farm. Sorry, not Tim's residence, in Dellen's residence. Yeah, okay. I did a typo there. Yep. Which was a farm about 40 minutes away from Tim's in Ancaster. And as they're conducting their search, a neighbor actually approaches the police and says that he's seen a big redneck smoker in the woods and an excavator in the swamp on Dellen's property. I'm going a little redneck on you guys there because that's the way I pictured him saying it. Oh yeah, there's like, this big burner at the back over there, check it out.
This piece of straw.
Check it out.
It's burning stuff, but he ain't got no animals, and it's burning animals.
Yeah.
He leads them to the wooded area on the farm, and it was a smoker, all right. This piece of shit had what is called a mobile incinerator. Okay. Its purpose is to cremate animals.
Yeah.
Upon a closer look, they find partial bone fragments, and they take pictures of them and send it to an anthropologist. And her name was Tracy Rogers, and she's an anthropologist at U of T Lab. For further analysis to confirm that they were human and not animal bones. She marches up to the farm the very next day with a bunch of her students because, of course, when you live in Canada, you don't have the lab resources that they do in the States and whatnot. Yeah. So everything is a teaching moment for any student, right? They were able to recover only 58 bones of 208 of human body. And they were able to confirm the age and sex of the victim by matching Tim. So they couldn't confirm the DNA because they were burned, right? Yeah. But they could confirm the age and body matching Tim. The investigation wasn't just a forensic one at this point.
It was a smoker?
Huh?
Well, it's an incinerator.
It's an incinerator. It's used to cremate animals.
You said a mobile one.
Yeah, it's a mobile one.
Trailer.
So okay, that's crazy. Okay. No, I'm just trying to picture I'm trying to think of what it looks like. The only thing close coming to my head is one of those asphalt, where
I'll send you a pic. I'll post a pic of it after. Okay.
Like a wood chipper.
No, I have the actual pic of the incinerator.
Yeah.
Itself. I think I forgot to email it because anyhow, it's okay. I now know how to share. I was using the wrong thing before, but now I know
how to share. Everybody, you're supposed to learn that when you're born.
I know how to share images. No. So the investigation wasn't just a forensic one at this point. They now had to dig into Dellen's personal life too. they found out that one of his close friends was a 25-year-old named Mark Schmidt.
Yeah, I think he did that on purpose. I feel
He
like
did because he's a Schmidt.
I don't think that was a mistake. Yeah.
And the description of Schmidt matched douchebag number 2. From May 13th to May 22nd, they surveyed Schmidt until they had enough to arrest him. So while he and his girlfriend Marlena were taking a walk, he gets arrested and he shouts out to her like a total moron, "Don't tell him anything, baby. Don't say shit, baby." You say guilty?
Yeah, it's gonna say. Why would you say? Yeah, stupid.
Yeah.
Shit.
Mark Schmidt had a blue SUV that was caught on surveillance cameras following Tim's truck that night. So that explains how they showed up there on foot.
Sure.
Schmidt drove, parked the car down the street. They walked up to the door. Then they did their thing. They killed Tim. Dellen drove the truck and Schmidt followed in his own truck. Yeah.
I understand the fact of being desperate to try to sell your vehicle, but if somebody shows up to not one but 2 people, and they don't have another vehicle, or somebody drove, like 2 people, I can honestly understand that, because maybe the other guy doesn't have a vehicle, so the other guy's driving them there to check it out. But if they both show up there without a vehicle, I'm closing the door and saying sorry.
But the thing is,
That's
his
just
wife. So I'm glad you brought that up, because I looked into that a little further. I didn't write it down, but I'm glad you wrote that up. The wife found it suspicious, but she said she didn't hear the entire conversation and she didn't read the messages from back and forth from them. So she assumed there was more to the story. I mean, they could have said, "Look, we just left the truck around the corner and walked up," right? So that
I'd still be suspicious.
Yeah.
Like I've sold a lot of cars, and not once has anybody ever shown up without driving there to check it out.
Yeah.
That would be my first instinct anyway.
Well, I mean, you want to buy a truck. Sometimes you don't have a vehicle to get there, so you might have to get somebody to give you a lift.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And that has happened to me. But that person has been sitting in the passenger seat as they pull into my driveway in order to check out the vehicle. Nobody's ever shown up on foot, especially with 2 people, to check out a vehicle that I've been selling. That's just me. I'd be very suspicious over that. I'd be like, no.
Yeah, especially when they're saying they're coming from Toronto.
Well, even more so. I mean, that's
and it's all the way in.
You got a problem with the city, big boy?
What's that?
You got a problem with the city over there?
Just saying distance wise, numbnuts.
Yeah. Don't discriminate on that.
I'm not just against Toronto.
Hey, we're what makes Ontario, right, Leslie?
I don't know. There are pros and cons to both. I think there's pros and cons to living in Toronto. I think there's pros and cons to living outside in Toronto. I think there's pros and cons to both. You just have to figure. I think everyone just has to figure out which outweighs which for themselves. Because some people don't mind traffic, right? And it also depends on what someone does for a living, where they work.
Mm-hmm.
It's some people it's more convenient to live outside of Toronto. Other people it's more convenient to live in Toronto. It's each their own, right?
That's right.
It just sucks that it's getting so expensive.
Well, yeah. But that's everywhere. That's not just Toronto.
Yeah, everywhere. So let's talk about douchebag number 1's early life. Now we're going back in time. Come on, JT, do the.
Yeah. I wish we could.
Yeah, we got to get that screen.
Yeah, we do. Maybe. I wonder if Mike Myers owns the trademark to that for Wayne's World.
I don't know.
Yeah, really. It's possible.
I don't know. Huh?
Even just how Scooby-Doo used to do it too, as well.
Yeah.
Way back.
They actually, when they were going back to remember, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Eminem holds a trademark to Shady.
What?
Eminem holds a trademark to Shady.
Oh,
probably.
shady. Yeah.
Yeah,
I can see
he's
that.
actually going to court right now for it.
I
But
think
that's a
probably-
story for a different day.
Yeah.
probably.
So let's talk about douchebag number one. And this is in my opinion, I don't know. He's the bigger one. He's the bigger douchebag because he's the serial killer because he's actually killed 3 people. Mark 2. So 2 does not qualify a serial killer. 3 does.
Yep.
This is factual. I had to look up the definition of serial killer when I first started doing these, right? And it's 3.
Yeah, 3.
And it's not 3 at one time. It's 3 separate occasions.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
3 seconds.
Yeah.
3,
Yeah.
not the same 3 times.
So this douchebag was born literally in a bed of gold.
Mhm.
Okay. He was born August 30th, 1985. And he was born to Wayne Millard and Madeline Burns. Okay.
Does that make him a Virgo?
Yeah, he's a fucking Virgo. You know what? If you look up what are the 2 signs of most serial killers, number 1 is Gemini, number 2 is Virgo.
Great. I'm a Gemini.
Fucking they get us mad, man.
We all have potential.
Oh my god.
And the funny thing is, Nut, he's born
Yeah.
on JT's birthday, same day. They have.
Oh, so he's a Virgo too.
Yo, we could be a fucking the birthday killers, bro.
I know 5 people all born on
You're
September
giving
9th.
us a serial killer name, for fuck's sakes. What's wrong with this world? No.
My wife said Gemini too, so there we go. We're all serial killers.
Let's see who goes first in that house.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Sleep with one eye open is what I do.
But good call there on the Virgo thing, JT. I know you pay attention to that.
I mean, we're all good until you piss us off. You piss us off. So we lose. I remember what I was like when I used to lose it.
Yeah, that's the thing that I've noticed about Virgos. We all give. But the minute you fuck around, that's it. You're fucked.
The problem is
that's
you
it.
tend to think about the outcome, which is, I like to believe it's a part of maturity, but I still don't believe that it qualifies for me as a part of maturity. I like to believe that it's part of the Virgo. I start to realize about what else matters instead of killing first. Whereas
I'll be honest. The only reason I haven't killed anybody yet is because orange isn't my color.
There you go. But it is the new black.
Yeah, I was just going there, bro.
Maybe.
And yes. Well, the only reason why I think I would become a killer is because of the way my sister kind of helped bring me up. So there you go. That's why.
What?
And see what she answered, because she wrote there. She goes, she always worried about me being a serial killer.
Come on.
And if I did become one, are you kidding me? My sister.
Do you have a lot of suppressed anger, Rob?
No.
No.
You're
just an all-around nice guy then.
No.
I was gonna say what
depends on what side. Depends on what's on. I use aging lunatic, but I find that the older I get, I can't be bothered.
Tired. You're too tired to give a fuck. About
Too tired
most
now.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I feel sometimes. But I still have a little spunk in me too. I get that from my
Yeah.
grandma.
Yeah. I probably get it from my dad. I don't know. So, or my brother even.
Huh, JT?
Got that from my
mom.
Yeah, your mom's a Virgo too.
So's my dad.
And your dad.
Man. Oh, family. Watch out.
Man.
So watch out. Oh, there's
watch it. Yeah.
What did you
see?
It's
all good.
The way he talks, it sounds like you've really, really, tortured him throughout his life. I don't know, man. I'd like to see some home videos if you do of you beating the shit out of Rob. It'd be great.
Oh, she'd never beat me.
Well,
she never beat me. She would just throw me out in the snow when it's cold, or leave me downtown Orangeville, hoping somebody would take me and walk the long way home. And then my mom's like, where's your brother? He's like, oh, that's what I forgot. So she had to walk all the way home the pram in front of a store.
I threw my sister in the dryer.
Oh, that's a scary one, especially you didn't
I
turn it
didn't
on.
turn it on. I didn't
Okay,
turn
good.
it on.
Okay.
No, but I threw her in there because she wouldn't shut up.
Yeah. And I'm sure that's probably why my sister did it too, because I'm sure I was annoying when I was a kid too, right? So because I mean we got a bit of an age. Oh yeah. So,
yeah, my sister and I are 7 years.
My sister and I are 13 years apart.
Oh,
and if my brother was still alive, he would have been about 20 years apart. He was 20 years older than me. So I was an oops baby. Oops.
Happy oops. How about you, GT?
Sure.
GT, what were you saying?
They forgot to pull out. So that
Fuck, I don't know. Not something I really want to think about, but
no, but I'm just asking. Like,
yeah,
I want to put context to this "oops, baby" thing, right? Yeah. What was I saying? I don't even remember. Go back, rewind the tape.
Of course you do.
I don't remember what I was saying. I was trying to say it, but I can't remember. I mean, does it count if you make your brother drink out of a bidet?
Oh
no.
But that's just fucking fun. Sorry.
I mean, it's worse if you make them drink out of the toilet, but not the bidet, because the bidet is clean water.
Yeah, I know, but
it's still just the thought
direct
of it.
at people's asshole usually at the most part, right?
God. Okay, I think we've gotten way off topic here. Jesus.
I don't. The point is, we all have the potential to be serial killers.
That's how it. Yes, that's how. I was like, how the hell did we get onto this? But thank you, sis.
Oh, Linda, that's so sweet.
Yeah,
my sister would never say that about me.
This
the best oops. What is that? Oh, I guess that's when you put your cup down. Is it? It echoes. It sounds like a big gong.
This has got
there it is. Okay, it's a big gong.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
I thought I was on a game show or something. All right, here we go.
All right. So Wayne was a pilot and had worked with both Air Canada and Millard Air in an aviation firm founded by his father, Carl Millard, Dellen's grandfather. And Madeline, Dellen's mom, was a flight attendant at the Air Canada when they met. So it's no surprise, pilots bang the stewardess all the time. I mean, tell me a story and, that's not so cliche, right? Dellen grew up in the T-Dot. For all you non-Torontonians, that's slang for Toronto. The only kid of his wealthy parents. So everything went. Dellen had
only child.
Only child to very wealthy parents. And this pilot company or this airplane company that Dellen's grandfather and father owned wasn't just any flying company. They had private jets for rich people. It was very, very these guys were millionaires. If it was successful, they probably could have been billionaires, right? Dellen took advantage as a kid of the opportunities that his wealthy parents could afford him, actually. So as a kid, he took good advantage of it, In 1999, the charts were topping with some of the most eclectic music ever, okay? We had Scar Tissue by the Red Hot Chili Peppers come out. Okay. Still Dre was topping in the charts. And the Backstreet Boys were teaching young teenage girls what it meant to have wet panties. And their peak was with I Want It That Way.
Yeah.
Right? So I mean, in terms of music at the top of the charts, you couldn't get any more eclectic than that time, than the late 90s. And at this time, Dellen was 14, and he holds the Guinness record of being the youngest airplane to drive an airplane and a helicopter on the same day At 14.
I think you fly them.
Yeah.
Yes, you fly them. That's right. Sorry.
I knew you
meant.
I
Sorry,
just
guys.
want to let you know that I am paying
Yeah.
attention.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Even when you don't look like it.
Yeah, exactly. Told you, I listen.
So at a young age, he was definitely taking advantage of the perks that
The
his wealthy
opportunities.
parents,
Yep.
the opportunities. And then the year 2000 hit. And you guys remember 2000? You know how New Year's
Oh, yeah.
was supposed to shut the entire world down.
World
and,
down. Yep.
One of the many apocalypse predictions,
Mhm.
didn't come true. Surprise.
And again,
Well, that's when things for Dellen started changing too. He started doing drugs.
well, that's his
acting-
apocalypse. There you go.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You start acting like your typical entitled rich kid. Right?
Usually what
Uh,
happens.
I wonder what that entitles.
I don't know. You know what? I've known quite a few rich kids that don't act that way.
Yeah, I'm just trying
Right?
to figure out what self-entitled and rich.
I think it's
Well, it
also
depends
the
on how
way
you're
that
brought up.
you're raised. Yeah. I think
Maybe
it's
It's where you're brought up.
not
you can be
understanding
raised
money.
in a wealthy family and be a humble human.
Like, what
Sure.
do you think? Like,
Right?
not understanding money, stuff like that, like the meaning, the worth of money, and that kind of shit.
Mhm.
You know,
Yep.
other people can't get it as easy as you, and that kind of shit. And is that what I guess it's self-entitled, right?
Well, self-entitled meaning he felt because of his stature that the world owed him.
Yeah, because
So
of
he
the
was
money.
I can see
entitled
that.
to anything. If he wanted this, he would get this. He wanted that, he would get that. But that's because that's how his parents raised him. They gave him everything. I want, I get. There's
Yeah.
no,
in between.
yeah. And he was being a pretentious douchebag. Again, that word, because there's no other word to really describe people like this. That's what he was. He couldn't get interested in anything. He set his mind to. He tried culinary school, the arts, you name it, he quit it. All in the meantime, his dad wanted him to take over the business when he died, and he showed no interest in even learning anything about the business, which is sad because here you are as a 14-year-old, you know how to fly a plane and a helicopter at 14. You're the youngest to do it ever.
That's
You
something
have
else.
literally your father giving you a business you can
Yeah.
run successfully, right? I get if you're not interested that you're trying, but you have a passion for something else,
Yeah.
then great,
Yeah.
like, okay, fine. But you tried having a passion for something else and shat all over the hard work that your
Yeah.
grandfather and father laid out, right?
The passion,
So,
the passion he had was for murder, is what he had.
Yeah.
He wanted to, he wanted to
I
become.
think it escalated to that.
Yeah.
So I don't think the passion at first was for murder. I don't think that was in his brain.
No.
I just think that it escalated to that, and this is definitely a nurture situation as opposed to a nature situation.
Well,
I don't think
yeah. I think it started a game wanting to see what they away with, and then
that's
it ended up
exactly
turning
it.
to murder.
That's exactly it, and like that'll unfold even more throughout the story here. And he just assumed his dad was going to leave it to him anyways, whether he showed interest in it or not. And he already had plans in his head to like run it to the ground and just sell it off and take money. Like that was in his brain. Like that's what he wanted to do. He didn't want to work.
That word again, the assume.
Huh?
Here's the assume word again.
I'm not assuming.
No. I said it was in there. It was.
Oh.
It was a few,
Oh yeah.
few words that you used.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry. He was making an ass out of himself by assuming.
That's right.
Right?
That's right. Yep.
Now we get to Mark Schmidt's background.
Yeah.
Mark had a very different upbringing than Dellen. Complete opposite, actually. Okay. Mark had a record, actually, of petty crime and couldn't have been more different than Dellen. He was no stranger to the cops. His upbringing was of middle class. He was born in Mississauga with his mom and 2 sisters. No dad. So single mom, worked her ass off to raise 3 kids.
They moved to Oakville when he was in middle school because he was always getting into trouble. By the time he entered high school, the troubles increased till he finally dropped out in grade 11.
Okay.
He drifted from one job to another, and by his early 20s, he was a small-time drug dealer. And he sold singles. Guys, do you guys remember buying singles when you were teenagers? Cigarettes?
Mhm. Yeah.
Buy a single cigarette as opposed to a whole pack?
Never smoked,
Never smoked. Okay, so us teenagers.
but I have
right?
heard. I have heard of
Yeah.
that. The singles. I do remember that. Wasn't it
Yeah.
for a quarter or something like that?
Yeah.
You think quarter for a
$1
cigarette?
would get you four. A quarter each smoke,
Depends on
yeah.
the fucking give a shit.
Yeah, sometimes people would get like cheaper deals on cigarettes and sell them for cheaper. Sometimes people bring us native smokes.
It's all set up.
I know a few people that still go there and get native smokes.
Yeah, don't tell anybody. I don't want those people to get in trouble.
Oh, I'm not going to say who. I'm just saying I know people.
Yeah.
I know people.
I mean,
I knew one person and he got in big trouble for it. And I feel bad because really, what's the harm? I don't know. Like, go catch a drug dealer. Don't catch a cigarette smuggler. Like, it's like,
it all depends, man. I mean, I don't know. We can have an argument about that, but this is for another show.
That's
Yeah.
shut-
bullshit.
let's shut-
If you want to go there and buy your cigarettes for yourself, what the hell is the harm?
yeah,
Go do
I
it.
don't.
Not for the
Yeah,
rest of the fucking neighborhood. This is what they're trying to say. Personally,
Say it again.
to get your own amount, personally, it's okay. You can't.
Yeah,
walk
that's what I'm saying.
It's like walking out of duty free with. You can only buy 2 cartons at the moment.
Oh yeah. No. I'm not saying buy like 800 bloody cartons of cigarettes. I'm
Right,
saying they
yeah,
go in there and buy their own.
Full price for cigarettes. Everybody else in this fucking world should pay full price for cigarettes. Fuck them.
Oh, you're just being an idiot right now. I mean, like, really, there are bigger crimes in this world.
Then
being
go to the
committed.
reserve and buy your own.
Yeah, like
That way you don't have to
like
complain.
there are being
much
there's,
to get my own.
I mean, like we got big problems in this world, like child trafficking,
Yeah.
women, adult trafficking,
Yeah.
indigenous women dying at the highest rate ever, and none of the cases
Because
being
they're forcing them
solved.
to fucking roll cigarettes.
Oh, shut up!
Oh,
Don't,
all right.
don't
Dude.
diminish that. Don't diminish what's going on. You've got fucking opioid crisis, and you're fucking
Yeah.
telling me you're gonna book someone for fucking selling indigenous cigarettes? Like,
What
seriously?
about the Tim Hortons
That's the
crisis?
priority. That's the crime.
That's bullshit.
Really? That's
Bullshit.
bullshit. Fuck that, man.
Yep.
Like, focus on the
Yep.
big shit, the shit that really is a problem, and
And go
leave
from
that
there. Yeah, I
fucking
get what
shit
you're
alone.
saying.
You're just creating animosity between the two nations.
Mhm.
The indigenous and the rest of the immigrants in Canada, because that's the way it is. We're all immigrants. If you look at it, indigenous are the only real.
Technically, yeah.
you
Yep.
Technically you're
Absolutely.
looking at it that way, right? I mean, like, but still, like, I mean, like, it's nonsense. It's just nonsense. It
Yeah.
just causes more divide, just causes more bullshit.
Yeah.
It's just causing, it actually causes more problems to try and apprehend these people than it is to, just leave it
Yeah.
alone and fucking ignore it.
Yep.
That's right.
They're cigarettes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, let's stop talking about them. We don't need to talk about them.
The high schoolers, though, where he would sell the singles, they found him to be a big weirdo. So even they thought he was a weirdo. He meets Dellen at a garage that Dellen hung out at. And Mark started selling drugs to Dellen. Like weed at first, and then some coke, right? And
What a way to jump.
Yeah. A little bit of
Yeah.
weed. Coke.
Yeah, right. Bang. Smack in the face.
Yeah, I know. Eh?
though at first, like from accounts from different people that I listened to on a few different podcasts, everybody says this is true. Like at first, Dellen hated Mark. He had no respect for him. He made fun of him, just treated him like his fucking little drug dealer. That's all his purpose was, and the rest is like, fuck off. Didn't want to hang out with him or anything, right?
Okay.
And then sometime in 2010, they started becoming close friends, getting high together, playing video games. And in 2011, they started what they called missions. Okay. These missions including stealing shit, like Corvettes, rims, fucking trees. They stole trees, guys. Yeah.
Why the
Grass,
hell would you steal trees?
Well, I mean,
just
like, on the black
because
market-
they could.
on the
There's a black market for trees.
I mean, dude, people want to plant trees at their houses and shit. I mean,
Holy
like,
shit.
somebody came
All right.
up.
Do you not live in the same country I live in?
No,
Hold on. Trees are worth a fortune, man. What are you talking about? It's hard to come by trees nowadays.
how the hell do you steal a tree?
They get out of the ground.
I don't know.
How hard is that, bro? That's probably the easiest thing. I mean, you're not getting.
I'm thinking they maybe stole trees from like Christmas yards or something like that, or from stores when they sell Christmas trees.
From
and shit like
greenhouses or something, maybe that are
yeah,
already.
I mean, it was so stupid. Grass. Why
But
would you
still,
steal
that's-
grass? I literally like fucking see grass everywhere I walk. Whatever.
I was like, oh my god, there's a black market for grass. It's like, hey, I got to roll up.
Yeah.
Do you want it for your sidewalk? It's like, what the-
Whatever they
Sorry,
could
go ahead.
steal. No, that's
Yeah,
okay. Whatever they
yeah.
could steal for the thrill of it, that's what they were doing. That's what.
But
they
I mean,
were
that's been. I mean, that had been being stolen since the 70s. I mean, that's
What?
that's all. That's like people stealing rims and tires and cars.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, that's just. But yeah, I could see them getting into something like that because that's again missions. If they want to play that game or whatever, then
But
for
that's
sure.
what they were doing, right? Like, let's
Yeah.
go on a mission. Let's go on a mission. And
Yeah.
they had this group of friends that hung out with them at the garage, right?
Yeah.
And Dellen would literally be like the mastermind, like because he had all the money, like, and all these
Yeah.
people, like when you have people who have a lot of money, you have a lot of people that kiss your ass because you have a lot of money.
List this fence.
The same way my neighbor.
You telling me that somebody listed their fence for sale? What are you talking about?
I don't know. I lost.
I have to wait for her
I'll
to
check
retype
that.
that
To
one.
reply.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
now
my
I'm
neighbor
curious
was-
about your neighbor's fence.
Is there like a black market for fences now too?
Yeah.
It's like what the hell
What
is
the
going on?
fuck?
Lost fence.
Oh, he lost his fence? Someone stole his fence?
Oh my god.
That's
That
crazy. Why would you steal a fence?
Apparently, there's a black market for it, guys.
There's a black market for a fence, I guess.
Okay, Farhan.
Some-
That's
some far end.
crazy.
Wow, that's. But you're right. I know you're right. There is a lot of shit that gets stolen that you just shake your head at. It's like trees, grass, fence. Like what the hell? Like yeah, you know what? Cars, rims, stereos, even jewelry, whatever. I mean, that's just your typical. But yeah, when you hear stuff like that, like now people are going stealing dogs because
Yeah.
certain
I had a dog
dogs are
stolen.
worth big money.
I had a puppy stolen.
That's shit, man.
A
That's shit.
beagle when I was 4. They stole it right from my backyard.
Wow. See, that's what I mean.
And I
Shit.
had a little motorcycle that my dad got me.
Oh,
Right?
nice.
Yeah, my dad.
What was it,
was a
one of those-
tomboy. Huh?
Was it a little like Honda 50?
Yeah, it was tiny. It was like those little tiny ones, right?
Nice.
But like I always wanted to learn how to ride a motorcycle. My dad thought, okay, this is cool, and she's a tomboy, and this is something I can relate to. I can't relate to girls, but my girl
Yeah.
is acting like a boy, so it's okay. Let me get her a motorcycle. And the same week he got me the motorcycle and the puppy.
Wow. Yep. The puppy got
It got
stolen,
stolen.
but not the motorbike.
Yeah, the motorbike got
You would
stolen
think-
too.
oh, Jesus. Wow.
Yeah, they went into my
Okay.
backyard and the motorbike was in the garage and they stole my motorbike. They stole the puppy and they stole a skill saw my dad had, some tools my dad had there too. Like, and they stole a shitload of shit. Yeah. It's
Just
like,
quickly,
and-
that does.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Sorry?
No, go ahead.
go ahead.
Finish
No.
your sentence.
No, they just like they must have been watching us because all we did was go down
Mm.
the street to the butcher shop and come back.
See, that's bullshit. No, I was just thinking that's true. I forgot back in, especially because of the pandemic with all the wood. So that you're right. People were breaking down fences and shit and stealing it for the wood, and that's what happened. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense.
Because wood was. Oh, my buddy couldn't even finish his
still
deck.
is really
because-
expensive.
Yeah, because you couldn't even get wood. Like everything was like any type of construction material. Okay.
What was that?
I have no idea. He's thinking something, but then he doesn't want to say it.
No, I can't. It's not the show for
Okay. All right. All right.
We're not on
Okay.
I remember.
So, no, you're such an ass. Okay. Anyway, sorry. So there were.
Interpretation, and look at you
Kill
guys. You guys both know what I'm talking about. So
I already know what you're talking about. That's why I'm saying we can just move on. So you're talking about you got into a thing with stealing rims and Corvettes.
Right, and he would call them missions, but it wasn't just Mark
Missions.
who helped him. The other kids that, or I shouldn't call them kids. They were adults, early adulthood.
Yeah.
Because these guys were in their 20s at this point. They would help out on these missions too, like because it was cool or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And this is a man who had multiple homes, right? A shitload of millions at his hands whenever he needed, and he was out, stealing. Like his when his dad died, if you entered the hangars where all the planes were, he got rid of all the planes after his dad died, and he literally had like Sea-Doos and motorcycles and Jeeps,
whatever he can steal.
Whatever he could steal, he put in there. It was insane. When I saw pictures of that, I was like, you fucking douche. Here people work very hard to get these luxuries for themselves, and you're stealing from them, and you don't even have to,
Yeah, that's it too. Is like you said, he doesn't even have to. You can go out and buy all that shit.
Yeah, it was just literally
it's a
for
game
the thrill
to them.
of it.
The game
right?
to see whether they can get away with it.
And
It's
this
true.
is when, so
That's
by
crazy.
May, yeah.
I'd fucking, you know what? That sounds like a yumminess.
That
Right?
sounds like a yumminess.
Yeah, that or like Reese's Pieces, fucking whatever. Reese's Pieces.
That would be good.
I like Reese's Pieces.
Yeah, Reese's chocolates are
Yeah,
my
me too.
favorite
Or chocolate.
too. I don't know. I've got Bachi is up there too.
You know,
I love the Bachi
okay.
chocolates.
I was gonna go off topic again, but I'm sorry.
Talking about we're good.
So
Let's go.
so then it escalated to the point where he would pay his friends to do these missions. So he would give money to his friends to steal shit from other people.
I remember a guy named Mark that was kind of warped. So I mean, like, I can see people getting paid to do missions,
But Mark wasn't the one paying. Dellen was. Yeah.
Fucking Dellen, because he had the money.
Mhm.
Yeah. By May of 2013, Mark was couch surfing between Dellen's house and his girlfriend's. And that's when Dellen came up with his truck stealing scheme, right? When all of Dellen's friends said that they weren't going that far, Mark and his warped sense of loyalty to Dellen said yes. So, like, if you're not, so Mark was, if to say a little bit more about Mark's character, he was kind of like the kid who always was an outcast because everybody thought he was weird. Gets involved into drugs, is the only way he can hold down any job is by hustling drugs, right? Because he doesn't have the mental capacity to do anything else. And then he's got this guy with all this money who's a complete narcissist and manipulates him in a loyalty by giving him home, by paying for drugs, by, getting him a car. And he feels like the only way to be loyal and thankful to this rich piece of shit, right, is to first, he has a sense of belonging now that he's never had before. And then now he's also got this sense of like, okay, now I got to do whatever he asks me to do because look at all the shit that he does for me.
Yeah.
Right. Meanwhile, that's a whole fucking scam in its own. Right.
What I don't know whether it was ever brought to anyone or like was in any of the news or anything, but was it their actual intention to kill him, do you think? Or just steal the truck?
I think I think they planned to kill Tim.
I'm almost wondering, because now that I'm actually saying that, I'm thinking, well, shit, they just did too much of that. So, or he did, because I know I'm getting ahead. Sorry, but yeah, that kind of makes sense now. But I'm just thinking, I thought maybe because it was being what they call their mission or whatever. It just, I mean, he steals Jeeps and, you know, Sea-Doos and all that shit. Maybe all their thing was just to steal the truck, kick him out, and maybe he put up a fight and had no choice but to kill him. Or it's interesting. I just wasn't sure whether
I'll answer that question
later.
because
Okay,
I
that's
do
fine.
have an answer to that question.
Okay.
Right after
it
we
just
talk
came to
about
me, so
right after we talk about the other two murders.
Go ahead.
Because
Okay.
that is a very important question that needs to be answered. Okay.
All right.
We're going to Wayne Millard now, and this is Dellen's dad. Okay.
Mhm.
It was during the discussion. Huh?
The father always has to get involved somewhere.
Well, this is the
Especially
first
if it's
murder.
one-
This was the first murder.
Yeah.
Wayne Millard. It was during the discovery phase of Tim Bosma that police decided to investigate Dellen's dad, his death. Okay. They started second guessing the suicide claim. So his dad was found with a gunshot wound to his eye in the bed. And his dad was having a lot of issues with Dellen. But he was also depressed. He had chronic depression, and he was also an alcoholic. So it was really easy for cops to just say he committed suicide. He shot himself, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they questioned Dellen on his relationship with his dad, and he said that his dad was depressed and never shared with him why. Then they questioned the employees, and they said that Wayne was intent on leaving everything to his son, even if it meant losing his fortune to save the company. So his dad's legacy was more important than qualifying his son to be able to run the business successfully, right? That's when Dellen called him stupid because he didn't even want it. On the night of his father's death, Dellen told the authorities he had been at Mark's house, and because police had already accepted Wayne's death as a suicide, they didn't even bother checking his alibi. So now they started looking into things again, and they realized that, yes, he was at Mark's, but in early hours that day, he was at his father's. They discovered this through cell phone tower records. Again, cell phones go bing, bing. The towers, you can't fucking lie. You don't even have to be on your phone for someone to know where you are. Okay. And also weeks before his dad's death, they found out that Mark had purchased a .32 caliber revolver, which, oh, what a coincidence. It was the same gun that Wayne shot himself with.
Yeah.
Coinky dink.
Quinky dink. They wanted to seal the deal, so they tested the gun and found Dellen's DNA on it.
Dun-dun.
The motive? To protect his inheritance that his dad was going to use to fund a new aviation business, and because his dad didn't want to inherit, because he didn't want to inherit the business, this lazy, selfish fuck. That's what he was doing. So he didn't want his dad to use the money that he was making to expand the business, to make it more successful, because he felt, no, and you're going to fail, and I'm going to end up having less money. No, so I'm going to have to kill you before you make this deal so that I can get my inheritance.
Well, I thought about what I was going to do to get inheritance, but I don't know if it would go that far. Well, maybe further. Who knows? I'm just fucking.
It's not worth it, man.
No, I couldn't care less. I'm the one probably that doesn't care. I'm probably the one that cares the least about it. But
Yeah.
I don't expect nothing. I'm just thinking, hey, you know what, man? It's not a bad idea. I wonder if my dad has life insurance.
And then you wonder why your
fucked.
father doesn't watch the show.
Well, maybe we should put a clip out and send it to him. No, that's
Because he's looking at you, JT, and he's like, I
Yeah,
can't
like,
believe
what the
that's
hell?
the sperm that won.
He's looking at me going, it's like in a mirror.
You're too much. That's funny.
Yeah.
Like,
It's beautiful. Come on.
jeez.
It's all for shits and giggles, man.
But no, I really don't really care. But I mean, honestly, people really go to this length for inheritance.
A lot of
right?
people do. They
It's
do
disgusting.
actually. Yeah.
Agreed. Agreed.
They're owed something in life where
Yeah.
they're not fucking owed nothing. You know, the only thing they're owed is to work and fucking pay taxes. You know, that's about it. And you don't really even have to work or pay taxes if you can figure a way around it. But I mean, at the end of the day, you know what I mean? We're fucking not owed shit. Learned that
Nobody's
the hard
owed shit.
way. We've all, I'm pretty sure, think learned that the hard way.
Well, like
So,
what's
yeah.
like Shaquille O'Neal says, man. He goes about his kids saying about how they're all rich, and he turns to his kids and apparently he says to me, he goes, "We
You're
are
not
not
rich.
rich." He goes,
I'm rich.
"I'm rich," and that's
You
the way.
only get a piece
you know?
of my pie once you produce me a degree of some sort. That's what he says to his
I like Shaquille O'Neal's outlook on that, man. I
Well,
really do.
it's the truth. He's the one that's rich. They're only
That's right.
They're the entitled.
They
Although-
get to better. They get to
feel
the yeah, but not either.
Although-
kids aren't rich.
Just to finish off on your Shaquille thing, here's something pretty admirable. His son Sharif,
Mhm.
he plays college basketball, and a year ago he had a massive heart attack. He had to relearn how to walk. He had
Oh,
to
really? I didn't
relearn
know
how
that.
to talk. Shaq took
Hmm.
some time and actually helped his son get back into shape. This guy just scored 35 points in a game, and is like his
No
second
shit,
game
eh?
back after a year of
I didn't
like,
even hear that.
almost dying. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
Good
he's
for him, man.
Yeah.
That's
So I
good
mean,
for
his
the-
kids are working. Like they are working.
Oh
for
yeah.
what
No,
they want.
I know
and-
that's what I've heard that
Yeah.
his kids are
Yeah.
not ones that sit around and play video games
Yeah.
and just, take like
Yeah.
strict rules that, you got to work, you got to get education, job.
I agree with that. But how else are you supposed to instill good values into your kids?
Yep.
If you don't do it that way, you're just gonna end up with a whole bunch of Dellen Millards.
Yeah, man. Yep.
Yeah, I'm
Right?
pretty sure I was instilled pretty good, but you just still look at me like a
You're
fucking
working.
Yeah, but you're a different type of fucked up.
That has
No,
to do with the Mary Jane.
I mean, we're all fucked up.
Oh yeah.
If anybody can
Everybody.
sit here and tell me they don't have issues, they're full of shit. Everybody's got something.
Juice.
Yep.
Oh, shut up.
Not me.
We've all got issues.
Everybody
What-
does.
What's
Everybody
important
does.
is that we acknowledge them and work on them and try
Yep.
to be better humans. That's it.
Yep.
But nobody's fucking perfect.
No,
Absolutely
I don't
nobody.
care who you are.
I don't care who you are. Yeah.
Oh, I know. I'm far from it.
Yeah, me too.
Far from it. Far from
Yeah.
it. But yeah.
But that's it. But it's a conscious decision to work on it every day.
Mm.
It
Yep.
is. And
You
it's not
cannot-
easy to work on trying to be by yourself. But the fact that we all try is what's important, right?
Exactly.
Or else we all be like Dellen Millards.
Yeah.
Killer content keeps me sane. Figure that
Right.
out, guys.
Huh?
Killer content keeps me sane. Gets
Oh,
that
hey,
every
I
once
know,
in a while,
right? Like
that thing in my head that wants to kill people out of there for a bit.
Well,
it kind of satisfies my
It
hunger.
does
for
make
that.
you think.
I listen to murder podcasts to take away my anxiety. Figure that one out.
Yeah. No, I hear it. Because it's
Like,
like, holy
I do
shit. and you
chores
start
around the
thinking,
house.
damn.
Go to work, do my thing. I've got my earpods
listen
in
to
my
murder
ears and
podcasts.
listen to murder podcasts.
That's the funny thing. It's like, what the fuck are
Holy
we doing?
shit. Yeah.
And
that's
you're
funny.
smiling, and we're talking about people dying. But it's
Yeah.
just because you know what it is, because the way you're talking about these douchebags.
Yeah.
That's why.
Like I said, I'm not Willy
Yeah,
Wonka.
smack.
I'm not Willy Wonka. I don't need to sugarcoat shit for anybody.
Look at
Nope.
that. Drop the lines. Yeah, look
There
at
you
that.
go. Just call an ace a spade, right?
Spade a spade. That's the way it is.
me-
Now, this is the unfortunate part, and this is where you're going to hear me bash the Toronto police. Okay.
Da-da-da-da. If they're listening,
This is victim number 2,
I am not
okay.
part of this.
Laura Babcock.
That name sounds familiar. Oh, that was because that was the GM's coach, right? The from the Leafs. That was his wife, right?
Not this girl.
Babcock.
The name is the same, but it's not her.
It's not the same
you
girl.
idiot.
I wanted to see where Rob was going to go with that one.
I already know. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, go
anyway,
ahead.
So,
killing me.
I don't know.
Laura was 23
23
Yeah.
years old,
Mhm.
and she met Dellen in 2008. And they had a little fling that didn't last long, but they remained good friends.
Yeah.
Okay. She had graduated. Like, this girl was really bright. She had, again, everything going for her until she didn't. Right. She had graduated from U of T with an English and drama major, so she double majored, which isn't easy to do. Good for her.
English is hard to fucking major in.
Huh?
People think English is easy to major in, but it's hard. I mean, you really got to know how to speak
English has always been my favorite subject, and
but it is hard.
it is.
It's very hard.
Proper grammar, yeah. Sorry, guys.
Yep.
I just thought I'd say look at Leslie's. I mean, that's beautiful fucking.
No, it's not. How many typos?
No, man, I'm telling you, it's beautiful.
No, it is good because, like I said, when I listened back when you sent me the copy,
Yeah.
and I don't like reading. I hate reading, so DT told me to do it. Hit the text talk or whatever, and I
Right.
just listened to it. It was like listening to a novel. It was perfect, man. It was like, yeah, okay, get it. Yep, okay, perfect. So yeah,
See, you guys can do audiobooks too. Instead of reading, do
Yeah.
audiobooks.
You ever hear
I
them
have.
say when they say fucktard? When you got that coming up, watch.
Fucktard.
Fucktard.
Yeah.
I
was
you know what?
funny,
I'm
man.
gonna go back and actually play that and see
Yeah, it's
what
funny.
the
Well, I mean,
did it
I can
sound
do
funny?
it.
It's
Did
Did
funny.
it sound funny?
Fucktard. Yeah. Fucktard. It's like a robot talking to you, man. It's funny.
And it's saying fucktard.
Fucktard.
You think I'm joking?
No,
go
it's
on.
good. That and douchebag. Douchebag.
She had a great middle class family, great friends, and 1 year after graduating, she had a bit of a mental breakdown, and she started mixing recreational drugs with her psychiatric ones. And
Woohoo! Party time.
yeah, when she met Dellen at a bar one night in the T Dot, and his then girlfriend, sorry, one night in his, and that's when her parents kicked her out of the house because her drug use. She moved in with Dellen and his then girlfriend. So Dellen's girlfriend that he was dating, and I don't know if, like, so Laura and Dellen's girlfriend knew each other because they were both escorts for the same high-end escort agency. So Laura had no choice but to go into the escort business because her parents kicked her out, and she had all those mental breakdowns, and then she was doing drugs, and it was really hard for her to hold down a real job.
Party.
And I think that's what's even more heartbreaking is because she was so smart. She graduated with 2 majors, right? And unfortunately, things got dark for her, and drugs was the only way she felt any escape, right? And it's a disease,
too bad.
right?
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's heartbreaking, right?
Yep.
But her parents couldn't handle it anymore, and they had to kick her out, right?
Hmm.
She refused to get help. So what did she do? She moved in. This girl that was dating Dellen was also part of an escort business, and so she was living with Dellen, and then Laura moved in with Dellen as well. So the 3 of them were living together. Okay. And I've actually seen copies of text messages. So this is what happened. Laura and Dellen's girlfriend worked in the same high escort business, but things started going bad when the girlfriend found out that Dellen and Laura were screwing around. So although the girl was in a relationship with Dellen was cheating on her with Laura. They were just poking. Huh?
But they were both escorts.
Well, Dellen's girlfriend was Dellen's girlfriend. Her profession was an escort.
Okay.
Right? And Laura was an escort, but wasn't Dellen's girlfriend, but was still poking him. So he was getting freebies. Fucker.
No.
Even that he didn't want to pay for. What an asshole.
Yep.
Well, okay. It's already a weird situation.
Yeah. To each their own. Do whatever it is. I'm not judging.
No,
It is
for
what
sure.
it
Yeah.
is. Yeah. I mean, anybody who at this point in the year 2023 is still judging an escort is beyond me. It's literally the oldest profession on this earth.
Yeah.
You know, if you're going to judge someone, judge the guy who's paying for it.
Yeah, there you go.
Right? Don't judge the girl who's just trying to make money and feed her kids most of the time, or put herself through law school. Like,
A lot of them do that. A
huh?
lot of them do that. Like, you'd be
I know
surprised
more
that
of them
do
that
that
I know
for
more of them that do than don't.
higher education. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know ex escorts and strippers that are now lawyers and nurses
hmm
and had no other way to pay for their tuition but doing that, right? I mean, you do what you got to do to
insane
better
money.
your life,
It's
right?
insane money that they make.
I wish I could charge for sex, but I guess I'm not.
Yeah, you're no Magic Mike, man. Sorry.
I mean, if you I don't know.
Huh?
I don't know. I could. You never know.
You try it out. I'll support you, man. You go for it.
Thank you, Leslie. Thank you.
I'm
I know I
not
got-
going to be there.
You got my back.
I won't be there. I
Yeah.
you know, I won't even be
I
your
won't be
pimp because
there.
I don't like pimps. But I'm just telling you, you go for it. If it's something that's in your heart that you really want to do,
Absolutely. You got my support, but I'm not going to
you
be
have
there.
my support 100%. Let's do it, man.
Oh, sorry.
Go for it.
Yeah,
So
you guys are
is-
really making me think. Maybe I should go for it. Thank you guys for getting me on.
I only take 10%.
Can someone cue the Rod Stewart song? If you want my body and
Yeah,
you
there
think
you
I'm
go.
sexy,
Yeah,
come
that's
on.
right.
I'll start dancing
Yeah.
right here, right now, on top of my fucking chair.
Oh, okay, back to killer content. Enough
Guys,
of-
I know we're going off topic. Killer content's hard.
I know.
for-
Sorry. Yeah, we get off topic a lot.
but it's fun. I mean, like,
Yeah. No,
it takes-
absolutely.
yeah, come on. If we can't laugh about,
Yeah.
Look, Linda says
There you
she'll
go.
support you too.
She'll support you too.
I'm coming for I'm coming there for the first private show. All right.
Yeah.
TMI, man. TMI.
Well, you better do it for free for her. You can't charge family.
I'm good to go. It's probably going to be free most of the
Jesus.
time, anyways. My
Yeah,
entertainment.
'cause he'll be so high he'll forget to collect. Oh fuck!
That's so true. I can see that happening.
Watch it. It's okay. Bye.
He'll be so
They're like, they
excited
got
that he
their payment.
finally got laid, period. And be so high that he'll just walk off and she's like, "Did you want your
fuck.
money? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He'll already be in his car hanging with him, driving away.
Oh,
Oh, buddy.
it's fucking hilarious. Oh, okay, guys.
Too funny. All right.
So when she went missing, her parents assumed that she had just run away. Right? Her parents knew the lifestyle that she was taking, and they used it as an excuse, unfortunately, which that rubs me the fucking wrong way too. Right? But I'm not here to parent shame. I wasn't there, but it was what it was. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But her ex-boyfriend Sean wasn't buying it. So her ex-boyfriend, like,
Mhm.
that's incredible. I mean, you're not with someone anymore, but you know something is off, and this guy goes to fucking war to find this girl. He was so concerned, he actually reported her missing to the police. They had the same. This is the Toronto police, fucking morons too. I mean, like,
I get laughing, but
Yeah.
We're gonna get pulled over, and that's it. We're in trouble now.
Yeah, I know. I can go
they
to Toronto now.
they basically had the same attitude that her parents did. So heartbreaking, because if they had actually listened, the other two murders would have never happened. Okay.
Well, which one happened first? The girl?
Oh, sorry, Wayne, dad.
Yeah.
Dad
Okay.
happened
Yeah.
first. Sorry. Then the
Yeah.
other Tim wouldn't have been dead. Tim
Yeah.
wouldn't have
Okay.
been dead.
Okay. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair. What's up, goat?
Here you
Oh,
go.
the first
Thanks.
one.
They barely investigated anything, so he took it upon himself to do some investigating of his own. He looked up her phone records, noticed that she had called Dellen's phone a lot. In fact, it's the last place she was. Okay. He did all the right things and then took it straight to the police. So he took all the evidence, the phone logs, everything, and he took it to the police. He did the police's work for them. Guys, literally handed it to them on a silver plate and just said, this is the guy you need to question. Why? And here's the evidence. This isn't a conspiracy theory. This is evidence.
Yeah.
And sorry, guys, a little dry here. They said, number one, you're not family, so you can't file a missing persons report. Bullshit. So you're telling me that if you're living with someone, a roommate, because you never see your family, that they can't report you?
I don't know if I've ever heard that. Yeah.
Yeah. So stupid. And number two, stop playing CSI. And they sent him on his way. Those were their words to them.
Yeah,
Bunch of fucktards. Fucktards.
Fucktard.
You want to hear it?
Yeah,
What?
you got it queued up.
You gonna put it?
Yeah, I think I gotta slow it down though because I don't know too fast. But
Him, but his hands.
oh fuck, hold on. Fuck hurts. Go on.
Yeah.
I'm still listening.
So when he realized the Toronto police were acting like a bunch of morons, he took it upon himself to talk to Dellen himself. He gets the Dellens, and Dellen says, yeah, I know her, but I have no clue where she is or what you're talking about. Sean didn't believe him, but his hands were tied. He couldn't do anything about it, right? Do it again?
It's so weird, man. It's hard to do because it's where it is and nothing. Let me put the volume up for you so you can hear it a little bit.
Fucktards.
Fucktards. Fucktards.
Fucktards.
Fucktards. Fucktards.
So yeah, he like basically confronted the guy, and Dellen's like, yeah, I know her. I don't know what happened to her. I don't know what happened to her. It took Tim's murder for police to finally look into the disappearance. So this is when Hamilton police said, okay, hold on. This girl's been missing and nobody did anything about it. Well, we want to keep this guy in there. So we're going to investigate her murder now too. So Hamilton, not only did Sean do the Toronto police work for them, and they refused to acknowledge it, but now Hamilton police had to fucking join in and do Toronto police. You tell me who has the bigger budget?
Yeah, no shit.
Seriously. Bunch of bullshit.
Who's bigger paying staff?
The Toronto does.
Yeah, so that means they get a few cops that are big paying, and then they get just as minimal as fucking Hamilton, but Hamilton doesn't have the workload, right? In that sense, right? You get guys that are making $400,000-$500,000.
I don't know. Have you seen Hamilton's crime level? It's pretty fucking high.
Their homeless level is more than Toronto, so I mean.
Yeah, but they've got a big opioid crisis there too. They've got
they got a lot of everything there.
The mafia moved out there too. They got a lot of everything out there.
Everything over there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking city stuff. It's all falling apart. Hopefully they can revamp it, but.
I know there was even a chapter of Hell's Angels in there too, because they used to deliver right across from them.
Well, yeah,
I don't know whether they're still there or not, but
yeah, they've been there forever. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah.
So,
police found during this whole Laura Babcock investigation. Police found a text exchange on Dellen's phone between he and his girlfriend, where his girlfriend says she wants her out of their lives. And he replies, don't worry, I'll take care of it. First, and this is quote, exactly what was on the text. First, I'll hurt her, and then I'll make her leave. I will remove her from our lives. Now, I don't know.
That could be taken in so many different ways.
Right? Like, But here's what I'm thinking: did his girlfriend know that he was doing this shit? That he was planning on murdering her?
Yeah.
I don't know. Hey, Goat, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, JT's been wearing the same sweater for the last 3 podcasts.
It's okay, just like normal. I just decided to change the color.
The last 3. We did a pre-show on Friday. He did a show yesterday with Nico, and he's doing one today with me. And yeah,
You're lucky I fucking put clothes on. I haven't left this room in like fucking
I'm
3.
very fortunate that you are not showing up naked. You are correct. Very fortunate. I count my blessings every day that you haven't gone to that point yet. Thank you.
I was testing everything out earlier with Nico, and I had only long johns on, but he doesn't know that. So
He does now.
Yeah. TMI. Too much.
Sh-
I don't know.
it is what it is. I'm pretty sure he only had probably underwear on too, if I was, but
They searched his properties and they couldn't find a body. So they had to rely on testimonies and cell phone data to make their case. And on July 3rd, Dellen picked up Laura at Kipling Station. So this is via text messages that they built their case. Okay. And that's another idiot thing that they did. They literally fucking confirmed their crimes via text. You can't fucking deny that you didn't kill someone when you're literally practically confessing it via text, right?
these messages are so dangerous, man. You
Yeah,
gotta be-
morons. Like just morons. That's why I'm calling them morons. Idiots.
It's called pick a nap. Even picking up the phone is dangerous these days. But I mean, cell phones, at least it's literally, it's just like, oh, I'm gonna send you a letter, and it's my signature on the bottom. It's the same fucking crap.
yeah.
I always tell people, they always know, when you're talking, when you gotta talk and you have to talk about certain things, you do not do it on text. No.
All you have to do is just talk around a bloody phone and it actually picks. You talk about a certain subject or whatever, and then all of a sudden you go on your phone and all the advertising is about that subject you were just talking about. Like it just
Yeah, but you can get rid of that part on Google, but that's just But I mean, I get what you're saying too. But all the
it's
devices,
just like everything is. You got to watch what you're doing now.
And actually, how many people actually care what we're doing until it comes down to a point?
I got
where
nothing to hide. I don't really care if
I got nothing
anybody's
to hide.
looking through my phone history. I got nothing to hide, so I don't really care.
Nope.
Yeah,
And
until
I'm sure they are looking through my phone history because I'm literally researching serial killers. Like
and emailing it.
and emailing and like I'm
Yeah,
sure
that's right.
all of
Code
us
word
have been-
Blackbriar.
yeah, I'm sure I've been red flagged to the RCMP a very long time ago.
Treadstone and Blackbriar.
Yeah. So on July 3rd, Dellen picked up Laura at Kipling Station and drove her back to his place. This is when he killed her. Okay. How he killed her is unknown, but I'll tell you what I do know. He took pictures of her fucking body, okay, wrapped in a blue tarp next to his dog on the farm. And on July 5th, he bought the animal cremator.
Maybe he was taking Photoshop or whatever and on the side. I don't know.
He sent these text messages to mark the shit.
Mark the shit.
Yes.
Look at the shit meant.
Moron. I didn't kill her. Oh, yeah? Whose body is that in the tarp that you sent to Mark?
Apparently somebody else's, he's probably going to say.
Wow.
And you can't even say that you have no clue what that picture is because your dog is in the picture sitting right next to the tarp.
How many
Yeah.
dogs like that?
The thing is,
And
people
you
don't
don't think your
sometimes.
neighbors are going to find it weird that you buy an animal cremator, but you got no animals on your farm?
Apparently, as a dog.
Okay, you're not going to cremate your fucking dog.
People do that. I mean, not
Yes,
yourself.
serial killers do. Serial killers kill animals.
Yeah, but you're not buying probably like a $10,000 incinerator. That's
Yes.
usually for farmers that have cows and shit that they don't want to pay for.
Yeah, the
other
city
people
goes
to-
Well,
around
for example,
Yeah,
if
they
you
do
have
it
cattle that
themselves,
get
right?
sick, right? If you
Yeah.
have cattle that get sick, you can't sell that cattle. You can't kill it and sell the
No.
meat.
Now you can
have
call
no-
somebody to come and pick them up, but that
right,
costs
but
a lot
that's
of money. Where
expensive. If you
So I-
purchase an incinerator, you can learn how to
Yeah.
do it yourself.
Yeah.
Also, there are Google searches of him. Yeah, there is lots of money in cremation, human cremation too. If you
Yeah.
want to make money, invest in a funeral home, man. It's like recession proof.
recession proof. It's everything proof, man. It's
everything.
JP's crematorium. There's
You
one
could-
right down the street from
yeah.
me, man. I should go
You
fucking
could-
see if I can buy it.
I used to back onto one.
It smells
Milton.
fresh in the morning.
Yeah, we backed onto a graveyard, a cemetery that had a crematorium. It was awesome.
Wow.
Nothing like the smell. I'm joking. I'm
Gets
joking. You can't smell shit.
It's actually why.
Just the spirits that come through.
Actually quiet, man.
It is. It's deadly quiet back there.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of the cemetery. I'm afraid
Oh,
of
neither am I.
humans.
I love cemeteries, man.
Humans scare me more than dead humans do.
Yep.
I'm scared
Yeah.
of being out in the woods alone, like in hillbilly country. That scares me.
Yeah,
Me
because there are animals that are looking to eat.
or
That's normal.
crazy hillbillies that are wanting to rape me.
No, I wouldn't worry about that. I'd be more worried
Yeah, I
about
wouldn't worry about that either. I'd be worried about the bears.
coyotes and fox. And
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any bears down this way, but
There
How
are
far-
bears.
we're not like. Well, how far are you talking?
You can go to Algonquin, not even. You can go
Well,
down
Algonquin for sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
Bears.
hell, you got bears probably just somewhere up north about Barry, around Barry, but I don't think they come down this far. I mean, I'm sure there's been one or two.
They
that have
may though, because they're
go
gonna
for.
start getting. If coyotes have gotten domesticated, I mean, like they're down
now
here,
they are coyotes
right
and
behind my
wolves.
house.
Or
Right behind
wolves,
my house.
Fox. Yep.
Yeah, right behind my house. I get warnings all the time, and the thing is,
Yep.
you can't even call. The Humane Society will only get involved in removing them if they look sick. If they're not sick, then we have to
Yeah.
leave them alone. So all these people that
Yep.
are walking dogs have to be extra careful, right? So and yeah,
Bears.
I don't know. I love animals, but
Yep.
you know, you got to respect the whole circle of life thing. I mean,
Oh yeah, but it's
They're
don't forget
hungry,
that
they
we're
wanna
also these animals are all coming out now. It's because we're with the way the construction and the building and the population of everything, we're going into their territory now. We're building into
Right,
their
and
land,
then-
into their territory, and they're
then
coming out.
right. And animals, they study their environments and adapt to them. So
Mhm.
if you're getting comfortable with seeing humans, you're going to get comfortable being among them.
Yep. We had a den
Right.
across the street and behind, because the people across from us where I used to live would be down into a gully, and there was a den of coyotes down there.
Yeah.
And they used to come up by the driveway all the time. Just take a shovel and smash it on the driveway and scare them away.
They're in Toronto, downtown Toronto.
Oh, I know.
Right
know.
here.
It's great.
Right behind me.
Yep,
They're right
It's
there.
everywhere.
So they're everywhere.
And
now.
actually, Tony was Tony would just put a thing up about something about a cougar somewhere in Burlington, Hamilton area. There's a
That's at a
cougar.
bar, and I think that's at like Crocodile.
Yeah, cougar. Okay. Anyway, we're off topic again. Sorry. Go ahead.
I had to- you guys talked there for a bit, and then I had to switch it up. Let's get to this fucking trial now.
Yeah.
So let's get to the
Skunks are
trial. On
everywhere.
May 24th, 2013, Dellen and Mark's first appearance in court. Dellen was spiffy, of course. You know, he has money to dress up, right?
Yeah.
And Mark, on the other hand, showed up with a busted face and jeans. Both pled not guilty and
Yeah.
were held with no bail. Mark was held in Niagara and Dellen in Hamilton. On February 2016, these murdering pricks pled not guilty on all charges because they're selfish pricks and want to put the families through a fucking trial where they get to relive every torturous moment that their loved ones went through and be re-victimized all over again, because these pricks are so selfish that they plead not guilty when they have a shitload of fucking proof to put them behind bars forever.
But
Makes me so angry when fucking idiots like this do this. I mean, like, come on.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
how are you going to
Oh, I
prove
know.
that you're not guilty when you literally send pictures?
It's bullshit.
Well,
Try to
I
get
know.
away with it.
but that's the law. Yeehaw.
The
Right?
police had 3 years and they gathered all that evidence. But when it was time for trial, unsurprisingly, they pinned the murders on each other. You know, that
course.
saying, like, no, it wasn't me. He did it,
Yep.
Right. There's no loyalty amongst thieves,
Nope.
or no honor amongst thieves.
Yeah.
In this case, thieves and murderers, right? The trial took 4 months. Dellen's defense tried to make him out to be humble. And he even said during an interview, so this guy went on a whole fucking publicity stunt from jail. Okay.
Get off on it.
Yeah, they do
Yeah,
get off on it. It's
true.
disgusting. It's
Brings
disgusting.
nothing.
Yeah. Dellen actually went off on a whole media tour from jail to make himself look like he was some humble fucking dude. He even said, I shop at Costco. I only have one Hugo Boss suit. They're trying to make me out to be
Yeah.
some rich, narcissistic, dirtbag, and I'm not. I'm
Yeah.
humble. I'm from humble. Oh,
Mhm.
fuck you.
Yeah.
But the prosecution did their homework and proved he was a drug fiend, spoiled, narcissistic rich kid who loved showing off.
Yep.
Because that's what he was, right?
Yeah.
It took 4 days of a sequestered jury to finally make a verdict. And here's how it went. Both Mark and Dellen were found guilty in the first degree for the murder of Tim Bosma, which meant an automatic max of 25 years without parole. Okay. So on February 27th, the douchebags were back in court for the murder of Laura Babcock. And the defense said, no body, no murder. But the prosecution said, not so fast, morons. We have texts and pictures between Tweedledee and Tweedledum over here that are basically confessions. And a
Yep.
picture of her body. And oh, yeah, her things are at his house, too.
Yep. Stupidity.
Yep. Thankfully, the jury sided with the prosecution and found them both guilty and sentenced them to life with parole only after 50 years. Okay. In September of 2017, Dellen went to trial for first-degree murder again for his father, Wayne. Okay. Thankfully, he was found guilty of that one too and was sentenced to another add-on life sentence. So he would now he won't be able to be in parole till he's like 100. Okay.
He'll be dead
But-
before that.
On May of 2022 last year, here's the bullshit. Okay. Here's the bullshit.
I see the word Supreme Court.
The Supreme Court of Canada overturned the 2011 provisions which allowed judges to sentence individuals to 2 consecutive sentences. Meaning these 2 murderers may get out way earlier than they should. So the Supreme Court the
right.
Canadian Supreme Court made a law where if you're a serial killer, for example, you can't do more than 1 life sentence.
Nice
So
to
that
know.
means after 25 years, these guys have a chance of parole. Now, what I see happening is a Paul Bernardo situation.
I was just
Paul
going to say
Bern-
the same thing.
Paul Bernardo has done his time, but he's
Mhm.
been up for parole many times. And every time he's up for parole,
Just
he's
strike him.
denied.
denied. That man will never leave.
As long as
Ever.
the victims' families and stuff are still around to be there when he's trying to get out, no, he'll never get out.
And I highly doubt, out of all those rape and murder victims that Paul Bernardo has, anybody is he's going to outlive those people.
No,
He
he's
won't.
not. I mean,
He's not. There's always going to be someone. Fuck, I'll lie and say I'm a family member and say no.
No,
It's like,
Yeah.
like I don't care.
No, it's true. Yep.
As of January of this year, and here's Dellen being an idiot again. He's on trial again, this time for assault and attempted murder. Apparently, he stabbed a jailmate. This time, he has no lawyer, and his narcissistic ass is defending himself.
Wow.
nice.
And that is the sad, unfortunate story of the murders of Laura Babcock, Wayne Millard, and Tim Bosma.
Well, that was a little bit.
Yeah.
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 Huh?
Welcome to Canada, where you only get 25 years.
It's
Okay, so
unbelievable.
personally, I don't believe in the death penalty. And
Okay.
and it's not because of my compassionate heart. Quite the opposite. I think death is a compassionate end for someone who does not deserve it.
Mhm.
That's my reasoning behind it.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Because if you put someone to death, they're
Depends how long you take to kill them, actually.
No. So
If you let them
Yeah, you
trip-
can't. It's against the law to be cruel. Though. You can't be cruel.
Well, that's not cruel. I mean, like, come on, dude. They just killed somebody. How cruel can you be?
I
Like,
th-
don't
I'd
want
make-
them
make 'em
dead
rot in
because once
jail.
you're dead, you're not suffering anymore. You
See, I get
JT,
that.
the way you see things is it's not just the person that they murdered that's a victim.
no, I get
It's
it.
who's left behind that's suffering their loss too for the rest of their lives.
You can also.
They are suffering. They're victims too of that crime.
You
So
can also.
why does he get off easy and just dying and not being able to suffer anymore? No,
No, I'm not-
you
no,
get
no,
to live and suffer.
What I'm
If
saying is,
anything, I want them tortured on top of being in jail.
what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that. I'm saying you can take years and years and years to kill somebody. You don't have to do it overnight. You don't have to take a week. You can take years to do it.
Oh, I know you're. Oh, yeah.
You know,
See, I know what.
They're
And
sick.
honestly, Leslie, I know what you're saying about make them suffer. And I say the same thing, but then just a little bit on that other hand, I'm thinking all that money that's got to spend to keep this fucker in jail and feed him and clothe him and all that shit. Where if you just kill him, yeah. See, I'm
kind of a weird. It is very. It's a hard. It's and that's
because
why
you
it's,
think about it, how many people are in there for life. Now we've got to, like I said, the money that has to be to house the guy in the jail, feed him, clothe him. You know, I'm on that.
But I don't know, man.
I know.
think,
See, that's what I mean.
The
It's
punishment needs to be a punishment. Like if someone,
I agree.
I'll be honest with you. If someone hurt someone I loved, especially my kid, I'd get them before the cops did. I'd find a
everybody
place
says that.
and make
says-
sure
I'd say
I
the
would
same thing.
torture. I wouldn't
Right.
kill them. I have a gazillion different ways I've thought up of torturing some human like that, and that's satisfaction for me. Right?
I
mean,
get it.
I believe that these people need to suffer. Suffer.
Oh, and I agree. I agree. I mean,
You
but
keep the bare minimum. You think they're eating good apples in there? You think they don't
Some
have
are.
a change of? You think?
I mean, look at the
Dirty shit.
look at the pictures that were leaked about that one guy in the Tobacco jail there or whatever. The guy's eating lobster, having it brought in and shit like that. Like some of these guys, depends on your connections.
Yeah, if you've got someone on the
It's just-
outside,
said it earlier. It's all about
that's
money,
different.
right?
But most of these
Yeah.
idiots, I don't know, man.
Just
I
say
don't. I don't believe in the death penalty. I don't. Two wrongs don't make
Yeah.
a right. That too.
I get
and,
it.
You're
and I
wrong.
just,
You're left.
yeah.
See, that's where I'm-
To be tortured.
I'm on the
I get what you're
teeter-totter with
saying,
that.
Ron. Yeah. I
Yeah,
know,
because it's
but-
like if you just kill them, then you don't have the thousands of dollars that would be spent on housing that criminal, right? But especially if he was a murderer, I don't know. It's just, and I get the other part about making him rot in jail. You know, yes.
pedophiles do snip.
That's
yeah,
gonna say that.
definitely.
That's
Yeah,
more
pedophiles,
so
yeah.
for rapists, pedophiles, shit like that.
Rapists and
Definitely.
pedophiles need to be snipped,
Yeah.
completely decastrated. You can
Yeah.
never pull a boner ever again, and your penis is only for pee. Actually, just remove it and make them pee through a bag. That's even more torture.
God.
Yep.
Good
Do
Lord.
that. That's even better. Just remove it completely, balls and all, and just like connect a little bag
Oh,
to their fucking urethra so that they have to suffer and look at their own shit and
Yeah.
pee for the rest of their lives through a bag and change it themselves
colostomy
that
bag.
way. Yeah, that's right. I mean, that's just one of the ways we can torture them. That's right, Linda. That's right.
Yeah. You misuse it, you lose it.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't lost mine yet, so I guess I'm doing the proper job.
But what happens with there are female rapists and pedophiles out there too? Not a lot, but
Take your
Oh,
clitoris.
yeah.
I was gonna say that one.
Yes, it doesn't exist.
Well, yeah, you
we
can
can't-
castrate them that way, but
Yeah.
that's nothing.
Yeah.
Because they just, I don't know. You know what they need? They need those fucking things on their nipples that electrocute them every 5 minutes. Yeah, that's what I would do to them.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Where have we gone?
Yeah, that's how I would do it. Hmm.
Oh shit.
Oh, and put one of those period stimulators that they put on men so that the men know yeah, where is this show going? So that the men know like what it's
Holy
like to have
fuck.
a period. So even when they're not on their period, put them at the maximum
God.
cramp.
You know what it's like? You know what it's like when for men to have their period? It's called having a girlfriend.
Oh,
Their
shut up.
wife.
Do not disrespect the female by saying
No.
something as ignorant as that.
Just
Taylor.
spend their life-
You
Yeah.
have no fucking idea. Keep your mouth shut.
No.
Like that's just the
I would
stupid
say
thing
for
to
me
say.
the closest
Mm.
thing, and like I said, I don't know what you women have to go, but I would
Yeah.
say the closest I would think for me is when I had the gallbladder attack. Like I was in the fetus position, taken to the hospital by ambulance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
thank
was
God I
pain.
didn't have to. Thank God I didn't get that part of it.
Oh, but it was one finger right here. yeah. Yeah, no shit. Oh man. You lose a finger.
Oh, Linda, even
Finger,
better. First, you remove the fingernails, and
Ugh.
then you go to the fingers.
It's okay. I lost my toenails. I mean, it doesn't really.
No, I mean with pliers.
Oh,
ripped
I've-
out with
yeah.
pliers. Yeah,
Oh, mine were
just
ripped
ripped.
out with pliers. I just had a needle. That's it. It was frozen. It was pretty
Yeah,
cool.
no.
to watch. I literally watched it. It was cool.
Yeah.
Had a sickness. But guys,
Huh.
that was a pretty interesting story.
Yeah.
There's sort of a story in the States going on with the father and the son. What is that one? Alex and fucking.
Oh, I'm waiting for that trial to be over.
Yeah, because
That's another. So okay, this was the Canadian rich douchebag son story. The
other one's another rich kid somewhere in the States.
the
right?
Murdoch ones is the same thing.
Oh,
But a whole family of them,
yeah.
generation by generation by generation, that have
Except the
gone
one-
away with so much. That
Yeah.
is probably one of. I've been following that story since I first got into true crime.
I just saw
And-
something online about that, about one of the sons crying in court or some stupid thing, or I don't know, or something.
Came up, but that was
The
what I was
murder.
saying.
That's the a legit. Like he's the only son
That's
that
legit.
actually is okay, right?
Yeah.
Legitimately
because-
court testimony, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but what we're seeing is that there's that it's that Netflix special is supposed to be based on this trial, right?
So that Netflix tells the story of what happened until this trial,
Up
and now
until-
the trial is going on.
Yeah, okay.
So it's like he committed crimes, his son committed crimes, and then he killed his wife and son for their crimes. It's
Jesus.
yeah,
It's a twist.
Fucked up.
yeah, it's
fucked up.
It's probably the most twisted family ever. And this man, oh yeah, you
I
got.
think Of the 20,
Yeah.
maybe
Wow.
of the.
I don't want to say too much because I eventually,
Yeah, 'cause
once this
we
is all
wanna
settled,
do
I
it.
want to do the entire case.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
Yep.
I have this is not this case alone Okay. It's not a serial killer case, but it's a case that will be at least a 2.5 hour show. Like it's not, I can't fit it all in just 7 pages. That's how
Yeah, yeah.
intricate that web is to get all the details in. And it just keeps growing, right?
And yeah, no shit.
The sad part is
crazy,
I
man.
think this guy's going to get away with it.
Really?
Yeah. Anyhow, that's a story for another day. Yeah.
Jesus.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know that
So-
testimony is weird.
What was your question earlier,
Which question?
Rob?
I think it was the one where maybe they weren't really thinking of killing him, just steal the
So-
vehicle. But
That's right. So they were, and this is how I know. Dellen had a taste for murder already for killing his dad.
and that's what I
He had
realized after
already-
I said that. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
he
his
had already,
girlfriend,
and then he killed Laura, right?
yeah, or ex-girlfriend.
And then he convinced Mark to steal the truck so that he can kill Tom. He got a taste for it. So this is a case that without a doubt isn't a nature case. It's definitely a nurture case. This guy was a bored, rich, spoiled piece of shit.
Yep.
Who had no respect for any other human life and had no ambition, even though he had a fucking tattoo that said ambitions. No ambition in life, wanted to do nothing with his life, and was so bored with all the money in the world that he
Yeah.
was just like, oh, let's see what I can get away with now. Oh, let's see what I can get away with now. Oh, let's see what I can get away with now. Oh, I killed my daddy. I can kill and got away with
Jesus.
it. Oh, I killed Laura.
Yeah.
I got away with it. So let's start stealing trucks now and then kill the owners.
Yeah.
That's the problem, though.
Right.
Once you start getting going, you eventually make a mistake, and then you eventually get caught.
Yeah, because when he killed his dad, suicide.
If he had stopped,
Guy
I was going to say,
suffered
if he had stopped, he would have gotten away with that.
He would have gotten away with Laura.
Yeah, because
'Cause
that's true too.
The cops didn't give a fuck,
Yeah, that's right.
right?
Unreal.
And then you finally get a clean-cut gentleman like Tim Bosma, who's a family man, and that's where you go wrong because you pick the wrong victim.
Yep, true that.
And
You're greedy too, because you did it twice and you got away with it. Now you think, this is no problem. I can do it again.
And even
No,
tried
yeah.
the day before too.
It's like,
Yeah.
that becomes a part of your life or your anger or whatever that comes out of you at that time. So that becomes just a total part of your life, right?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, did my phone beep? That was weird. Always on silent. I just heard a beep. Sorry, guys. I apologize
No,
for that.
No, all good.
it was all good.
But,
Very good. No, that was awesome. Yeah,
That was
that was
nice.
really
yeah,
good.
I'm glad you guys liked it. See, even Canadians can
Yeah.
be spoiled pieces of shit.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's lots of those. Yeah,
I think it's a
for
growing
sure.
species in today's world.
yeah.
It's a little
Yep.
scary. It's like it's contagious,
Yeah. I know. Yeah, it's crazy.
It used to be just a US thing, and now it seems to be a North American cultural thing, and I don't like where it's going.
No, it's a little crazy. It's a little out of hand.
I
You
agree.
hear it.
It's a crazy world out there, man.
Yeah, that's
It's a
true.
Yeah,
Chasing that first high. Yep.
Wild world, man.
yeah.
So, guys,
So
what do you think, Leslie?
I thought it was great.
And I didn't even put that up. See that, guys? That was my.
Yeah,
I was
at
wondering.
least we got the beginning part done, which was
Well,
good.
no,
Yeah.
I was like, there's something different here. What the hell
Yeah.
am I doing? That's not right, right?
Yeah.
But that's my fault, Leslie.
That's okay.
No,
Most people who are in the chat know that when I'm
No,
on screen, it's
yeah.
usually talking about serial killers, so it's their cotton time.
Yeah,
Yep.
perfect. There you go. And then we can do one of these right now. Bang.
So before we go, guys, anyone who's listening in the chat, I do have a quick announcement to make regarding some changes that I'm making to killer content.
Mhm.
It's not that I'm going to stop doing killer content. It's actually I'm going to not just do serial killers. I'm also going to be touching on different types of murders. It is the Killer
That's cool.
Content Corner. The only reason that I'm doing this is thanks, Linda. The only reason that I'm doing this is because I feel like it just gets a little redundant
Thanks.
because unfortunately, thanks, Nico. Um, unfortunately, serial killers, it can be a bit tedious sometimes because they all have kind of like similar trends, and
Fair.
you can
Yep.
only see so much. I mean, like this case was actually one of the few cases that differs from many other cases,
Mhm.
and I tend to do the less popular serial killers as opposed to the Ted Bundys or the Charles Mansons, right? So I mean, and then of course I don't do serial killers who've touched kids. I try to stay away from those.
Only the
because
ones
it's-
that kill kids.
Yeah, but there's one serial killer that didn't kill them that I refuse to do, but he did hurt them and rape
Yeah.
them and molest them, and I don't. It's the Night
Yeah,
Stalker,
that's-
and I won't do it.
Okay,
He
I
killed
don't know.
adults.
That's something.
He only killed adults, but he did before that. It escalated to like from doing that to kids, and I won't do him because of that story. It's just like, yeah. And
Yeah.
if you want more information on the Night Stalker, just fucking watch the Netflix thing. I'm saying.
Yeah. No, I mean, I get it. It's not really something you want to. One talking about murder and stuff like that, but when it comes into the other stuff, like you said, when it involves kids and shit, you don't want to.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to.
You gotta
JT, you know what you forgot?
what did I forget?
To put up the pictures I sent you.
That's my issue right now because I have the YouTube. I can't. The issue is with the YouTube on that end. I won't be able to play the video right now. It's just the setup the way it is. Today it didn't work out.
You can't share the pictures?
Those are YouTube videos. They're not pictures. I didn't see pictures.
I sent you pictures.
Hold on. I'm double checking. No, I don't see the pictures. I see video. Oh, this one maybe. Is that? No, it's a YouTube video. It's not I only see. You sent me 3 things, and yeah, they're not pictures. They're actual YouTubes.
Oh,
It's weird.
really?
Yeah.
Because I got pictures here that I sent you.
You want to resend them if you can, and I can show them, but I don't have them here. I don't have them. I was just checking even beforehand, and I got, like I said,
Oh, they were, yeah. Mark Schmidt actually went on YouTube and rapped about the murders.
yeah, there was something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
play
there was that. Yeah.
An idiot.
beforehand, and Rob couldn't hear it, and it's like right now the YouTube setting isn't working properly. It was, I don't know. Like I said, still some more tuning and tweaking that I got to do with all this stuff again, me and Nico. So we'll figure that out. But yeah, unfortunately, I don't have anything with.
Oh shit! I didn't send them, and I thought I did.
No
I only
worries.
sent you two YouTube videos.
If you wanted to send this to me now, I can keep this entertainment going on this channel. And
That's okay. You guys can look it up their bullshit in the thing, but
Yeah.
but the YouTube video, I can't believe you can't share that video. How come you can't share that video?
because it's not, it won't play through the sound. It won't, like I said, the way the setup is right now.
Can I try it?
It's one thing you can try. I just don't know. You can share it to me, and I can put it up, but I don't think it's gonna come through. We can try, but this,
on.
I don't know. I can't promise you. What it's
Even
gonna
if I try sharing it?
That's what I mean. Share it to me. Share it and I'll put it up so it'll play through the stream. But I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm hoping it'll play through the stream. But the way the settings are right now, I'm not 100% sure it will. But
Really?
yeah, unfortunately, and you guys will hear on your end. So,
Okay, hold on.
yeah.
Mark Smich. Hold on.
Right. We can always, like I said, we try it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, right? Check spam. Probably not under spam either. She didn't send them. Otherwise, I would have had them.
Hold on.
Check my
'Cause-
spam is the first thing I check, Randy. Come on, man. That's probably close, buddy.
Oh fuck. Yeah.
I mean,
Present. Let's
really?
see.
Like,
Share screen.
I mean, we all know that. I got 9,000 emails if you want to go through them.
Oh,
I don't know how to clear them, man. All of them. There's probably some I need, but I don't know.
eat all.
Yeah, but if I delete all, I need some of them. There's some. Okay, hold on. Here it is. Let's see what happens. I can't promise you guys anything.
Yeah,
Press
press play.
I can't.
This is
push-
hilarious. Like
Yeah,
this actually was presented in court, and he still pled not guilty.
You
Check
gotta
this
push
out.
play.
It's hilarious.
Hey, Leslie, you got to push play, eh?
Oh shit! Fuck. Hold on.
Let's see if it works. No. Oh wait.
Oh, it is.
Can't put it
The
loud.
bitch started off
Can you
on
hear
skin
it?
and bone. Now the bitch lay on some ashes stone. Last time I saw her outside
can
the
hear
home. And if you go swimming, you can find a phone. Find a phone? What? Find a phone. If you go swimming, you can find a phone. Find a phone. Find a phone. You can find a phone. If you go swimming, you can find a phone. Bitch lay on ashes stone.
There's a fucking idiot.
That's the incinerator. That's him standing outside of it with the incinerator.
This guy's fucked up.
Should put him in the incinerator.
Can you guys hear the video?
I
What
can
he was
hear.
saying? I
one
couldn't.
Yeah.
It's okay. I watched it already, but
I'm wondering if everybody can hear it on the other end. Oh, it's part of the Canadian press.
yeah.
That's brutal. What an idiot.
I don't know if the video here. We'll see at the end. We'll see. Maybe that video will get us blocked today, guys.
You think it would get us
That's funny.
blocked?
I don't know, man. It's not like he's. I mean, you could, in a sense, I mean, I could see that happening because he's a guy. He's not a killer. He's the killer, right?
He's the accomplice. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, he's rapping about. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how YouTube swings that or what. Right? What the rights are. We'll have to see. When it
Linda,
comes
were
out.
you able to hear the rap?
I heard it.
I couldn't hear it at all.
Yeah. I
Total
heard
butt
it.
wipe. I heard it on my end.
She must
So
have,
if she
otherwise
could
she wouldn't
hear
be
it, then she
complete.
can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She wouldn't
Yeah,
have.
but
She
what
wouldn't
an idiot, eh? I had to send
Yeah.
that to you guys.
Fucking
I had
moron.
to send those videos to you because, like, what a moron. Yeah.
Yeah.
Moron. That's how big.
Big time.
See, so when I wrote morons, that's why.
That's why. Makes sense.
Douchebags, morons.
Douchebags.
Any other word? Fucktards.
Fuck third.
Third.
Fuck third. Oh man.
Whatever, man. You guys want to call these losers? But
Yeah.
honestly, yeah, losers is what they are.
They
Yeah,
are
just call them
losers.
in.
Yeah.
You know?
But you
Those
know
are
what? They're
done.
where they belong, in jail,
Yep.
rotting.
Yep. Yep.
And they'll probably
good.
never get out. I don't know. Mark may come out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Fucking guy.
I saved my spam, Randy.
Oh man.
My sock. I think that might have went over everybody's head there, but it's all good.
You guys are fucked.
So what do we want to listen to, Leslie? I'll play you out, man. I
Yeah.
don't want to get you off now, but I mean, you guys are probably gonna start whining.
Are we going to do promos?
You know, guys, okay. We didn't do a promo before, but if you guys want to hear some promos quickly, I'm gonna give you guys some promos. I'm gonna do them quick right now. Tomorrow we have me and Nico doing not each other, but we're doing a movie review with of Dog Days Afternoon with Al Pacino, first movies. So that's going to be an interesting one. It's kind of a movie way before its time. So guys, if you guys want to see it, if you guys want to, listen to it and hear, watch it, I'd suggest check it out tonight. It's a great 2 hours, man. It's nothing crazy, but if you can get a chance to watch it tonight. It's based on a true story. It's way before its time. It's actually pretty good. But so we got that one, and then we got Watching the Thrones on Thursday. I don't know the times yet because I don't have it written down. I'm just winging this off the top of my head tonight. Just because I know how many fucking shows I got to record this week. So this is what number 3, I think, out of all the shows I recorded. So yeah, so number 4 will be tomorrow with the movie show, and then Nico again on Thursday. We're going to be putting on an episode of Game of Thrones, watching the Thrones with me watching it for the first time, and Nico rewatching it. So that's interesting. And then we're putting out, guys, brand new episode of Shooting the Shit. It's been on hiatus. I before you even said it, bro, my mind was already there. Okay, I didn't see that in the corner of my eye, but there's a brand new episode of Shooting the Shit. Shooting the Shit. It's been on hiatus for over a year. I don't know what happened, but it's a great episode between me, Leslie, and Nico. We had a great time. It was an interesting conversation. We had some, good moments, great moments actually in that conversation. Probably some great talk too, some serious talk and stuff like that. So it was good. So I can't wait for that one to come out because we've been waiting for it to drop all week, not knowing for sure. But yes, it is on Friday.
It was a great convo.
It was, and then next week you have the return.
Saturday.
Saturday's what? Oh yeah, Cracking Packs.
Well, no, I think Saturday is something to do with their video game thing or whatever.
Oh yeah, Nico's supposed to be streaming.
Yeah. Streaming.
Good job, Rob. Good job.
I listen. Oh yeah, see, I listen, but I missed Friday's
talk. And
hey,
our
at least I
late night
remembered you're streaming for
community
Saturday.
starts into that.
I haven't gone through that part yet. I'm trying to get late. I have to remember. Okay.
Saturday is live streaming with The Last of Us on Twitch.
Yep, Twitch. Yep, there you go.
It's at 7 p.m. There's a Cracking Packs.
I was going to say, just put it up and let everybody read it.
Thanks, Neeks. Thanks.
Yeah.
Talk is always on Friday. I thought it was Saturday.
See, just send me the promos and I will do all of them.
I asked Freddie today. That's why I didn't figure to ask Freddie. And then Saturday's live stream with The Last of Us. Nico's going to finally fuck around with it on Twitch for the first time. So
nice.
Yeah, that should be interesting because that fucking series is great.
It is great.
Yeah.
In conclusion, if you want to see more dumbass moments on JT's behalf, tune in every day this week on both our networks, the Late Night Chat Collectors Community and our sister channel, the Late Night Collectors Community. So tune in. Thank you all for tuning in to one more episode of Killer Content, and see you next month for another idiot murder.
And then I thought you were going to say see you next Monday for another idiot, which is...
I said next month. I do these once a month, usually at the end of the month.
Poor Julie. That's what I thought. You're Monday. Another idiot on Monday.
No. Julie's fantastic. She's the farthest thing from an idiot. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
JT, I can't say the same, but hey, we're all still here.
I keep getting this shit because I keep calling her your name because she gets me.
I know you keep confusing. You keep calling her Leslie. You keep calling me Julie. I'm bobbled.
I call you Julie because you used to be nice to me. Now it's kind of like it's going back and forth. I'm going, what the fuck they're doing to me, man? I don't know who to call what. Right? I mean, what to call who, or you know what I mean. But did you hear that first song that we listened to just before the show today that you wanted to have on here? I don't know.
Put in Scar Tissue.
All right, guys. Guys. Once again, thanks for another great episode of Killer Content, Leslie, and thanks for joining us, Rob. And
that was awesome.
Next month for another fuck nut, right? Of some sort.
Another douchebag.
Another fuck
hard.
We'll figure it out. All right, guys. Take care, everybody. And here's one of the songs that was playing during that time.
This is one of the songs.
Scar tissue that I wish you saw. Sock Captain Mr. Know-It-All. Close your eyes and I'll kiss you, cause with the birds up there, with the birds of shed, it's a lonely view. And with the birds of shed, it's a lonely view. And push me up against the wall, young tough girl in a push-up bra. Falling all over myself to lift your heart in case you're here. Cause with the birds of shed, it's a lonely